Okay. YouTube, guys, if you're watching this, before we start the stream, if you're watching this, go watch my last one. This is part two. I got like halfway through Furina's quest, maybe not even halfway through. My internet was being awful, so I ended the stream, restarted the internet, and now I'm doing this one. So this is like a part two stream. So if you're just hopping into this one, go back, watch the first one. There you go. There's your warning. That's why I started this one without a stream starting soon. Thingy. So we're just diving right in.
I'm so grateful that Miss Nafia was so understanding. To be perfectly honest, I didn't know if I was ready to meet her. It's always easiest to just run away from your problems. But that never fixes anything. You can't get around the obstacles without facing them.
So that's why you were nervous when they brought up Poisson.
Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared of coming back here. Still, I felt it was something I had to do. As I was saying before, I want to see for myself the things that I never could in the past. I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive me. But they're more likely to unleash a tirade of vitriol against me. Which, of course, I completely understand and accept.
I'm sure some people didn't buy an obvious lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell people are watching me.
Yeah.
I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydro Archon as extremely disrespectful. I used to be terrified of the gaze of other people, especially when they had suspicion or resentment in their eyes. I guess I wasn't quite ready for this after all.
I'm not surprised you're making yourself go through all of this.
Oh, yeah, it's me too, it's not like you.
What do you mean by that? You expected me to just keep running and hiding from my responsibility forever?
Yeah.
Look! There seems to be a crowd gathering over there.
They're not staying quiet either. They're not staying quiet either.
Probably time we made a move.
Yeah.
How about we check out Spina di Rasula's ship? We should have a view of the whole of Poisson from there.
Yeah, sure. Continue accompanying Furina. Cat hair on my keyboard. There we go.
I'm sorry. You probably just wanted a relaxing stroll, and here I am dumping all this heavy stuff on you.
We don't mind. It's actually refreshing to see a different side of you.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I appreciate your company, so please don't disappear just yet. I don't know whether you can tell, but the years of suffering and loneliness aren't the only reason I have a hard time facing up to who I used to be. As I stand here by the ship, I can't get the images of the rising water out of my mind. One after another, people were taken by the water. All those treasured lives and memories washed out of existence in an instant. They thought their god would protect them. They had absolute faith that when disaster struck, a divine power would save them from harm. And all the while, I played my part to perfection to convince them that was true. But then the floodwaters finally came, and the Hydro Archon did nothing.
You shouldn't look at it like that. You were only doing your duty.
Don't be so harsh on yourself.
I've had to go through so many moments like that for the sake of protecting the truth. As time went on, it got harder and harder to bear, and I became more lonely and isolated. Eventually, I realized I had nothing left except the truth. I became terrified of completely failing in my task, and was haunted by the thought of being left all alone, weeping on my throne.
What the prophecy said.
We were able to avoid the worst case scenario thanks to the help of heroic individuals such as yourselves. Everyone rose to their responsibilities, and I finally regained my freedom. But on some level, freedom also means no longer being needed. I have no further use to people.
Paimon would have never imagined you'd see it that way.
Think of your freedom as your reward.
Reward?
Yes, now you can finally speak your heart. You don't have to be an English and alone anymore.
I guess so. And back then, I didn't even dare to dream about having someone to confide in. I was scared of someone recognizing me for who I truly was, and exposing the secret I swore to protect. Believe in the Furina you see on stage. She is the one you can trust. I had to keep all my feelings, all my curiosity about life to myself. No one could be allowed to know. That's what I really meant when I said I'm no good at maintaining relationships.
So that's where you were coming from. Paimon totally thought you were just a bit of a diva at heart.
Could you please get off my case? I don't know what's gotten into you today. I'm making an effort here. You could at least try to do the same.
Do you feel better having gotten all this off your chest?
I do. I once had nothing but the truth, and now I'm finally free to live my own life again. And even though I have no idea where I'm going right now, at least the choice is in my hands. All right, it's about time to head back. Paulo should have finished the ending by now.
Sure. Okay, let's head back and check it out.
Alright. Yeah, so you got the wings for this nation. Should probably do that. Whee.
Didn't you say you needed to watch what you eat? You're supposed to be cutting down on fried foods, not wolfing down copious quantities of fish and chips, you know?
Come on. It's not every day we get to dine at Spina di Rosula's expense. Can you believe how generous she is? I'm not about to pass on free food. Anyway, my character doesn't need to be slim and good-looking. That's your job.
Are you kidding me right now? It's not your character's health I'm worried about, it's yours. I've spent my whole life battling the effects of ill health, and it kills me to watch you willingly ruin yours by filling yourself up with junk all the time.
Oh no, looks like they're arguing again.
Again.
We're back! Could you maybe put your differences aside for a moment?
Ah, you're back. We've been enjoying Spina di Rosula's VIP treatment in your stead. Paulo's nearly done. We shouldn't have to wait too much longer.
Great! So you were discussing your characters, right? We heard she's playing the Oceanid who turns into a human girl. What about you?
Yeah,
Me?
who are you playing?
I'm an Oceanid too.
He was originally supposed to take the form of a crane, but he outgrew that role.
Oh.
Well, the costume at least. So now he's playing the boar instead.
Sorry.
The boar's not a bad character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid, yes?
That's right. He has some pretty memorable lines too, like when he imparts some solemn words of wisdom to the little Oceanid. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Wait, that sounds kind of familiar.
Just look at her
It's
like
the
that.
most important line in the whole script. I think it's a symbolic statement about our director's life and legacy. She kept quiet about all the trials and tribulations she faced in running our troupe, allowing us to devote ourselves fully to performing. It was only after she was gone that we realized how tough her job really was.
You mentioned earlier that the troupe is like your home.
Yeah. I was born with an incurable illness, and once my family found out it couldn't be treated, they decided they didn't want me anymore. I
Jeez.
spent some years taking whatever work I could find and trying to manage my illness with various medicines. But whenever I had a bad flare-up, I'd be lying in an alleyway for days at a time. It was like that until the director found me one day. She told me I had a great voice and asked if I was interested in studying singing from her. I said yes. She took me under her wing, taught me to both sing and act, helped me find Mora for my meds, took care of me when my condition decided to flare up. I know it was all a huge burden on her.
She sounds like a really incredible person.
She really was. She gave everything she had to her troupe and the people in it. All of us were so proud to call her our director. I was a lost child too when she found me. As the child of a murderer, my parents weren't around when I was little, so I got sent to an orphanage. The other kids were always picking fights with me. They'd say things like, "Come on, you must be pretty tough if you're the son of a murderer." It was just to taunt me, though. I was an easy target, and they knew it. One day, I got beaten up so bad that I just couldn't take it anymore, so I ran away. I lost all faith in humanity by that point. Thought the whole world was out to get me.
Let me guess. Fortunately, the next person you ran into was the director.
Yeah, for the first time in my life, I was somewhere I felt safe. And I promised myself I'd stay here until the day the group parted ways.
The day you hoped would never come. How times change.
Oh,
Face
you're
reveal.
finally done? Get your butt over here. There's someone I need to introduce you to. This is our new artistic consultant, Miss Furina.
Furina? The Furina? Oh my god, how did you manage to wrangle that?
Please, the honor is all mine. I was profoundly moved to hear about your troupe and your wonderful director. I just wanted to do something to help.
Same here.
Yep.
Even so, this is just... Oh wow, I'm sorry. I'll try to calm down. Now, where was I? Ah, yes, the script, of course. Let me give you a rundown of how the story unfolds in my version of the script. I'm sure you're already familiar with the beginning of the story. A little Oceanid decides she wants to become a human against the wishes of her family.
Yeah.
She finds love and friendship in the bustling city. But then, disaster strikes. The people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing. The soil is becoming arid, plants and flowers are withering, and the people begin to panic. The little Oceanid, Cleo, and her lover decide to do something about it and investigate the truth of the matter together. In the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by humans over the years has caused the fresh water to flee the land, as if driven by a consciousness of its own.
Consciousness? You mean the water is sentient?
Water as a conscious entity. There's actually quite a few stories that explore this theme.
Since the little Oceanid is a water spirit, she immediately understands how the water is feeling. She then tells her lover about her true identity, as well as the truth behind the crisis. Her lover accepts her for who she is, and works with her to find a way to bring the water back. However, unbeknownst to them, There were some people eavesdropping when she revealed her secret.
No.
The little Oceanid is accused of being directly responsible for driving the water away, and faces the greatest dilemma of her life.
And then?
In the end, she makes the brave decision to sacrifice herself to save her lover, and the rest of humanity.
Huh? But didn't they all treat Cleo like a villain? Why would she want to save them after that?
Well, she mainly wanted to save her lover, plus everyone who'd stood up for her.
Through her love for her human partner, she was able to find an even greater love, one that extended to all of humanity. Surely the biggest strength of Cleo's character.
There's actually something else that bothers me. You know the protagonist is supposed to represent the director, right? And she never had the chance to become a hero in our world. If we're serious about dedicating this show to her memory, we should make the ending as true to life as possible. What about if the little Oceanid is hounded to death by people who hate her, her lover makes sure her secret never gets out, and humanity continues down the path to extinction?
Yeah, maybe not that.
Sounds like too cruel of an ending to me. And perhaps a little irresponsible to present to the audience.
That ending would be a perfect mirror to Director Aureli's death, both arbitrary and meaningless. On the day when she went missing, Director Aureli had instructed us all, somewhat out of the blue, to leave the court of Fontaine and wait for her outside the city. We waited and waited at the rendezvous point, but she never came. By the time we returned to the city, she disappeared without a trace. We looked for her. The Gardamex looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found. Increasingly, all the signs seemed to point to her being the latest victim in the serial disappearances case.
The director was the kindest soul in the world, yet she was senselessly sacrificed for the sake of a so-called experiment by someone who had nothing to do with her at all.
But doesn't the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest that maybe she had some sense of what was about to happen? It almost seems as if she was moving you to safety.
I've been trying to follow up on that ever since, but all my efforts so far have turned up nothing. Villemont might know something, but he won't open up to me.
Villemont? The one who's playing the role of the villain?
Yeah. He's been overwhelmed by grief. I think the director's death hit him hardest of all.
Grief? Guilt, more like. Also, I have a hard time imagining that anyone took it harder than me. Because, well, speaking of the play being true to life, I was deeply, madly in love with Aurelie.
Oh, shoot.
What? You kept that one quiet.
It's time to be upfront with you all. No more keeping secrets from each other. We'll never be able to agree on the ending if we can't be honest about how we feel. I did tell her how I felt once, but she turned me down pretty much straight away. She said that we were all like brothers and sisters to her, and she'd never considered us as potential romantic partners. Not that it came as a shock or anything. It was what I was expecting to hear. So I told her I'd always be there for the troupe, and I'd always be there for her. I said, maybe one day in the future, when everyone's settled into their own lives and on the up and up, and managing the troupe no longer required her constant attention, well, maybe then she could reconsider what she really wanted in her life. And now, that day will never come.
Oh, Paulo.
So if I'm the one writing this ending, then I'm gonna make sure it does right by Aurelie. I won't let anyone get in the way of that.
In that case, you have to straighten things out with Villemont once and for all, face to face. We've all had our differences of opinion over the ending, but those two have never seen eye to eye on anything. One of them has to compromise if we're ever going to reach a final decision.
Well, if that's where we're at, looks like it's time to go visit Villemont.
Are you ready to face the truth?
Honestly, I'm slightly terrified. But for the sake of our final performance, I'll do whatever it takes. Funny you should ask, though. You really do get what I'm going through right now.
I certainly do. Come on, everyone. Allons-y!
Go. Come on. See ya. Oh, he's over by that garden of rainbow roses. Oh, I forgot, this is Clorinde's thing, right? She shows like regional specialties on the minimap. I think that's her thing at least, right? Yep. Oh, it's gonna make getting the
Oh, this is tough going. Delphi, are you sure you can manage in your condition?
I could ask you the same question. Try to keep up.
as I was gonna say, okay, never mind. I was gonna say I already used an interactive map, but that'll gain the, what are they called, sea stars? Starfish. The starfish are a lot better, or a lot easier.
Don't worry. We should all be fine with the traveler here. We don't need to take a detour.
Yeah, I got this. Let's take on the slimes.
Wait, why are you all looking at me? You're not seriously expecting me to fight, are you?
We're just curious, that's all. I don't think anyone's ever seen Furina in a fight before.
Yeah, but don't you remember why? The Hydro Archon willingly gave up all her power so it could be converted into indemnitium. And so herself.
Precisely. And I'm not even the Hydro Archon anymore, so all my power is gone anyway. As much as it pains me, unfortunately, I should just stay put. I'm more like a damsel in distress more than anything.
That sounded so smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
Is her god level power such anything? I don't know what that means. I'm gonna say that.
C'est la vie, indeed.
C'est la
Alas,
vie.
I am forced to watch on helplessly
I don't know what
as
that
a more
means.
brave and seasoned adventurer than I swoops in to save the day.
Aw, too bad. I was so pumped to feast my eyes on fight mode Furina.
Sorry to leave all the heavy lifting to you.
Nah, I do this all the
Worry,
time.
piece of cake.
Yep, they're just some slimes. Come on, Clan. Okay, okay. Here, fight mode Furina.
Fuse is lit.
Ready. Where evil lurks, shoot on sight.
Boom!
Loaded.
Boop, 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 boop.
That didn't count. Hey,
Ready.
Oops. What's happening? Oh god. Maybe I should have put on a better team to fight.
may I present? Everyone hold hands. Time for a light show.
Bravo! Good show! You certainly live up to your reputation.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Furina.
thank you. Anyway, the path is cleared now, so onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards indeed. No! I didn't mean to hit F. I tried to hit D. I fat fingered the key, no! Okay, this one put me up here.
Vilma, are you there?
Huh? Oh, it's you guys. Wait, what's Lady Furina doing here?
Hi.
I can explain. We've
I'm
been
here too.
rounding up the whole troop. We now have everyone except you.
Don't explain this little sequence of events a part of
So-
them on.
You think knowing the truth about the director's disappearance will help you write an ending to the script that pleases everyone?
Yeah.
I care just as much as everyone else about making the Little Oceanid a success. That's why I wanted to wait until after the show. If I open this can of worms now, I just don't want to make things difficult between us. We're supposed to be a unit when we're on stage.
Vilma, avoiding the truth will not help anyone. Unless you mean to suggest that Aurelie's death had something to do with you.
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh.
Listen, Vilma. I used to think that my love for Aurelie was a point of shame. I never brought it up to anyone. But now, I've made up my mind to put it all on the table. I'm prepared to face everything, to sacrifice everything for the sake of the show. The Little Oceanid cannot be complete unless we do justice to Aurelie on an emotional level.
This is why people think of you as not being the smart one. As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from ticket sales, but donations from the audience. Of course, that was nowhere near enough. We took on side jobs when we weren't performing, but even then, the troupe's financial situation was pretty dire. So, anyway, one day after a show, a merchant came to me and offered us a huge sponsorship. In return, we just had to provide the audience with their drinks during performances. It seemed like a win-win, so I said yes to it on the spot without consulting the director. It was only when the merchant came to deliver the goods that I realized the drink in question was synth.
Yep. I figured.
Isn't that the drink peddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances
Yeah.
case?
Umbrella induces a state of euphoria, but it also causes significant harm to the body.
I freaked out when I
Turn
saw
them
the
into
boxes,
water.
and I told the director everything right away. She was completely shocked as well. But she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her. Instead, she contacted the merchant and stated that the troupe could not agree to this collaboration. The merchant was furious, berated us for going back on our word, and threatened to sue us for damages. The amount was astronomical. There was no way we'd be able to pay.
Brennan.
And then,
I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this was an issue for the whole troupe and it wasn't my fault. But things only got worse from there. The synth merchant just wouldn't let up, and then suddenly the director told us all to leave the city one day. I knew then that things must have reached a boiling point. I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I was even more afraid to say anything.
You brought the director to the attention of the synth dealers. Your mistake gave them a motive to kidnap and murder her.
Yeah, I got Aurelie killed. There, I said it. Happy now?
Hey, don't say that.
you traitor! You knew Aurelie was in danger. Why in God's name didn't you tell us? What do you mean, you were afraid? This was a life and death situation. We could have saved her! How could you be so stupid?
Please, try not to get too worked up.
Yeah, listen to him. You need to stay calm.
Stay calm? How can I stay calm? This guy got Aurelie murdered. She was the love of my life. And he has the gall to try and high-road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the sake of the show. How about taking some responsibility for what he's done?
All I can say is I'm sorry. Truly. I wanted to apologize to everyone in the troupe, but that won't bring back the director. What good is my apology now? I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back. Beat me up if you want. Kill me if you prefer. It's what I deserve. End my life. So I can meet the director and apologize to her in person.
Get out of my sight! Go! Get lost! I don't ever want to see your face again!
That's enough! You've screamed and shouted at each other for long enough. Now pipe down, both of you! Can you stop conflating the show on stage with your real-life relationships in the troupe? You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay tribute to your director and celebrate her life. How can you do that if you're just using it as an excuse to vent your own emotions?
You're right.
I'm sorry.
Furina.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. And you're all used to seeing the director as the heart of the troupe. But in her own life, her greatest desire wasn't to be the center of attention. I can tell how much she loved you all, and how much she loved the troupe. What she wanted was to build a warm home for all of her brothers and sisters. To shield you all from the storms that rage in the world outside. That's how you should remember her. And that's what you should be celebrating. I understand why you're trying to make her the hero of the story, but isn't she your hero already? After everything she did for you?
Yeah.
So think hard about what that means. And then think again about what you hope to achieve by arguing with each other. If you really hate each other and can't reconcile your differences, then you could just call it quits now. Why bother with the final performance if the group is already fractured? But you can't bring yourself to do that, can you? You care too much about Director O'Reilly and the home she built you all to let go. What are you laughing at? I don't see what's so funny.
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's just that, for a moment there, it felt like our director was back with us again. If she'd seen Paulo and Vilmont at each other's throats like that, she would have scolded them exactly like you did, in that same stern voice.
Really? But she sounded like such a gentle person.
Of course she was. Even her harshest lectures came from a place of kindness, and it showed. She really was a truly outstanding person.
What you said, it really puts everything into perspective.
I'm truly sorry. I really meant for this to be a genuine apology, but I ended up making it all about me and my self-pity.
It's all right. Let's save all this for after the performance.
So, the ending. What are we gonna do about it?
Clearly, everyone needs to take a step back for now and reflect on what really matters. When emotions are running high, things get lost in the fray. The end of the story needs to focus back on O'Reilly herself. She's the true star of the show.
It might actually be possible to find out more about her fate.
What do you mean?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that underwater synth base and recovered items belonging to the victims. If you could find anything that O'Reilly left behind, perhaps we can get a better sense of what she went through in her final days.
You really think that's possible?
Yeah.
I trust that nobody would object to the ending of the story being based on O'Reilly's true feelings.
No.
Well, we'll leave this in your capable hands.
Come, let's pay a visit to the Palais Mermonia. The rest of you, head back to the rehearsal location for now, and wait for our good news.
Quest location is currently involved in what?
Hunt them down.
I did not mean to do that. Occupied another quest? This seems like a short one at least. We'll just skip through the dialogue. Yeah, come on. Is that it? Nope. Okay. Looks like I have to finish this quest. It's just some NPCs I have to talk to in here. Why was it? Like, oh, no, 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 you have to do this quest. And then you can do that one. Why to do that? On. Is it over? What's this, the document? Just let me finish this quest so I can go on with Furina's. Oh my god. I need to fix my light. My god, hurry up. Dude. Oh, my light. He died. Okay, so it's the end of the quest. Yeah, oh, I got an achievement. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna put that on. Navigate. This had nothing to do. Okay, just because there was a quest in this
You
room?
want to
That was
review some
stupid.
recovered items connected to victims of the serial disappearances case?
Yes.
But, that case has been closed for quite a while now.
And?
Still, since you were the ones who discovered and submitted the evidence in the first place, you don't actually have to submit an application. Okay, please hold on. I'll have someone dig them out.
Thank you, Melusine. Zane sends a staff member to retrieve the
So,
box.
this is all O'Reilly left behind. Just whatever she was carrying in her person, and
Oh my
this tattered
god.
old notebook.
Hey!
That was
It's
3
full of
times.
script lines! And sketches too! Looks like they show where the different props should be placed on stage.
Let me take a look.
Right.
Maybe there's something in here from after she
Hopefully
was
that helps.
kidnapped. I
Work
found
when the light
something.
turns off.
To whoever discovers this diary. Let's see. Looks like she kept a detailed record of her captor's actions. She even mentions the truth behind the experiments on dissolving young women. If we'd had the chance to examine this notebook carefully back then, it would have been a conclusive piece of evidence proving Vacher's guilt.
Yeah, why don't we just do
Vacher
that?
took so many lives.
Should just read the
It's
notebook.
still so unthinkable how many victims he had.
I guess O'Reilly must have written all of this down in the hope that her records would one day be of use to investigators. Wait, it cuts off.
Is something wrong?
Her handwriting here gets patchier and more illegible by the line. She probably didn't have much strength left. Her final words are... I'll let you read them for yourselves.
Someone else was taken. That makes 6. Or perhaps a 7th. Someone tried to escape yesterday but was caught. She hasn't been seen since. Was that yesterday? Maybe not. I've long since lost track of time. Sorry. I don't know if writing this is of any use, or how much longer I can do this for. I can already see my fate approaching, but what terrifies me even more is the thought of seeing others from the troop here. Have I truly protected them? Sorry, I'm so sorry, I can write no more. I think I have a fever and my old stomach troubles have returned, but nobody has given me any medicine. I suppose I am more fortunate than Gracie. The pain keeps her awake all night. I suppose they think that anything goes as long as the experimental subject can be used up before they die. It is so damp here. I have given her my blanket. So cold, so cold, so cold. As long as one persists, all things will pass. There will be a reward for hard work. I like to tell them such things, but it is I who am losing my grip. If anyone sees this, troop, safe, I, them, important. Please, farewell, apologize, life, perform, future, regret, Cleo. This page is an absolute mess, and the writer's pen seems to have wandered its surface at random. Only some words can be made out, and barely at that. From this page onward, the diary stops to be replaced with lyrics from musicals. Some are in the form of newspaper clippings, others are handwritten with many crossings out and changes. It's apparent that the pages have been referenced often, and that this was the personal notebook of artistic director O'Reilly.
She was so terrified.
She watched a girl get dissolved right in front of her and had to wait for her own death in silence.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop, but at the end of the day, she was only human. I can't bear to think how painful and lonely her final days must have been. Wait. This part on the last page sounds strangely familiar.
Looking through the notebook, the lyrics continue. However, one page has been torn out, folded up, and placed next to the last blank page. At the bottom of the folded note are 2 new lines O'Reilly has written, in handwriting much more legible than before, but it seems that they took her both great effort and a great deal of time to write. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want? Because I'm an older sister to them, I love them. This was the line from the play that they're doing.
If
I
you
think, right?
become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Isn't that the most important line in the Little Oceanid?
Yeah.
Because I am an older sister to them.
Oh.
So she didn't regret her decision. Even as she sat in silence, waiting for death to come. I'm sure this is what the troop would have hoped to hear as well. She had their utmost trust, admiration, and love, and she truly deserved it. Let's go. It's time for them to learn Director O'Reilly's final thoughts.
Wait, they're over here, yeah. Boop. After reading through the notebook, some are lost for words, some weep bitterly, and some grind their teeth and howl with rage. A long time passes before the group is able to calmly come together and finally make a decision.
She deserves a hero's farewell. If that's the only way to convey to the audience the courage and selflessness that she showed in the face of death, then it's a meaningful way to end the story.
Even in the last moments of her life, she was still leaving a trail for others to follow.
She did her best to protect as many people as possible, even if it meant sacrificing herself. We know what choice our little Oceanid would have made now. I don't think any more discussion is necessary. Well, Vilmont, if we put the past aside for now, do you think you can bring yourself to go ahead with the show?
I will channel all my regret and put it into my performance, to make this a show worthy of our director. I won't ask for your forgiveness, and you don't need to worry about my feelings. This final farewell show should be about Director Aurelie and her alone.
Then it seems like we've reached a consensus. I have a feeling that this will turn out to be the most mesmerizing performance of your lives.
Really? How can you be so sure when you've never even seen them perform before?
Don't underestimate my experience. After watching a countless number of musicals, I've learned one important thing. If you want to move the audience with your music, you must fully commit and immerse yourself in your role, pouring all your emotion into your performance. And aren't human emotions, love, hate, regret, and hope, just the most mesmerizing things in this world? I don't believe anybody could be more committed to bringing this story to life on the stage than they are now.
Thank you for the vote of confidence, Miss Furina. And thank you for supporting us through all this.
Then, let's not delay things any longer. We need to discuss the details of the ending and get it nailed down once and for all.
Actually, before that, I'd like to make a proposal. During the curtain call, please allow me to use the director's name instead of my own.
Huh? But then...
After all, this role was originally meant to be played by the director. I'm just filling in for her. Besides, a role commemorating her life should be associated with her name.
Well, if you're sure you're okay with that, I have no objection to it.
Now we're talking like a serious acting troupe. All right, I'll leave you to fine-tune your musical while I go and procure a stage.
Procure a stage?
Oh, it's okay. Our usual place doesn't need a reservation.
That place? Oh, don't be silly. For an extraordinary show, we need an extraordinary stage. By which I, of course, mean the Opera Epiclese.
Whoa, wait.
Oh my god.
No. That's never going to work. It's far too fancy for the likes of us.
What are you afraid of? Surely you don't think that Aurelie's story is unworthy of the grandest stage in Fontaine?
No, though that's not what I meant.
It is supposed to be your grand finale, right?
Go big or go home.
I have no problem with it then. How about the rest of you? I'll take your silence as a yes. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. It really is a dream come true.
Well, then don't disappoint me. If you mess this up, it'll reflect poorly on me too. Come on, we'll need to get the go-ahead from Nervilette. I know just where to find him.
Okay. Come on. Let's go find Nervilette. Oh. I'm just gonna teleport there. Come on. Oh, there he is.
Hey, look at that! Looks like I guessed right.
You were just guessing?
I knew you'd be here.
I'm here merely for a short break. It has been a while, Miss Furina. And you too, traveler in Paimon. What might I assist you with today?
I would like to book the Opera Epiclese for an event. You see...
Hear the story of the little Oceanid over that along with the backstory.
The process for booking the Opera Epiclese is complex and can be somewhat cumbersome. But given that the request is coming from the three of you, I see no reason to make things unduly difficult. The story of the little Oceanid is most fascinating. I'm looking forward to seeing it performed on stage. I will say, however, that I am surprised to see your passion for the performing arts rekindled after all that has happened.
Huh? What do you mean? Do I look excited?
Yes, and this is the first time that I've seen you like this since your departure from deityhood.
At first, I just felt bad about rejecting them. So I wanted to learn a little bit more about their situation. But one thing led to another, and... well, here we are. In the past, we sat in our high chairs in the court, giving our opinions on isolated cases, all while knowing very little about the human stories behind each and every one. Maybe it's because I finally become an ordinary person and gained my freedom, but I've developed a great sense of curiosity about their lives.
I am truly delighted to see you find a new lease on life. Now that you've regained some confidence, have you had any thoughts regarding a return to the stage?
Why would you suddenly ask a question like that?
Well, if the little Oceanid turns out to be a great success, it will no doubt become a classic. Many theater companies are certain to add it to their repertoire. The experiences and decisions of the protagonist Cleo are all modeled after your own. Naturally, this makes you eminently suited to playing the leading role. It would truly be a shame if you did not take this opportunity to allow audiences to enjoy your outstanding acting talents once more.
Haven't I already made myself clear? I won't act or perform in any role ever again. No exceptions. Nor do I think it is any great shame. There is no lack of fine actors or inspirational stories, either on or off the stage. This experience is a case in point. I feel like I've learned a lot, and it has already been well worth the price of admission. I must admit, though, I'm a little envious. They're quite fortunate to be able to bid farewell to their past in such a magnificent manner.
I see. Well, I'm glad to learn that you have found a role to play that you enjoy, be it on the stage or not. I sincerely hope the show will serve as the grandest of finales. I will have my staff book the date and mail the relevant paperwork to the troupe once the details are confirmed.
Thanks, Nervalet.
You are very welcome.
Alright, sweet. Let's return. Help with the rehearsal.
Good news, everyone. It's done. The Opera Epiclese is booked.
Yeah.
Thanks to my eloquent and impassioned speech, Monsieur Neuvillette was moved to provide us with a fitting stage for this special performance. We've had to fight every step of the way for this opportunity, but we now have all of the ingredients necessary to stage a truly spectacular performance. A touching story, a magnificent venue, and last but not least, a passionate and dedicated cast. Now, let's work together and make this show the best it can be.
This is truly wonderful.
The sooner we can finalize the ending, the more time we'll have to rehearse. Fiamma and I just went over some parts of the script and tweaked a few things. I think it's really going to resonate with the audience now.
Wow, you two had a constructive conversation? That's great!
Oh, communication is vital to any good performance.
Look at us. We've come so far. I never could have pictured this scene a few days ago.
It's amazing! Even though Furina's still being a bit of a drama queen about it all, she's really fired everyone up!
I'm really looking forward to the final production.
Please feel free to give us any comments or suggestions you have. We really value your input.
Hey, Loic, get over here. Time to practice the opening number.
Oh, no dialogue? I love these little
Cursed
images.
Cleo.
Oh, here we go.
She stole the waters of life from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for her crimes.
This has nothing to do with her. The ignorance and hatred of our people is to blame. How can we hope to win back the water's favor
I like
if
how
we
it tells
don't
you
change our ways?
the role played by this person.
It could be useful. Take him hostage. If Cleo wants him back, she'll have to show herself.
Leave this place, oh little Oceanid, and never, ever look back!
Yeah.
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their roles. I haven't seen such a fine performance in a long time. If only...
What should we do? It's almost time for her to take the stage!
Why?
Oh, yeah, I had a
Why
feeling.
does it have to be now?
Hey, what's going on? You're due on stage any second now. Oh no, not again. But why? What about your new
Come on,
meds?
Furina.
Did they stop working?
They've been getting less and less effective over time. I've had to keep increasing my dose.
What? I thought they cure it. So they were only managing your symptoms?
I figured whatever it took to get me through this final performance.
How could you do this to yourself? And after that lecture you gave me about not looking after my health.
I'm sorry. I've let everyone down.
You... This is a conversation for another time. How can the show go on without its star performer?
Furina. Come on.
Miss Furina, I'd like to make a request of you.
Say no more. If you're sick, you need to rest. I know what you're going to ask. Loic, your character has no more scenes, correct?
Oh, yeah. I think my scenes are all done. Although, I do have one more line. But I guess another guy in the troupe with a similar voice register could take it. Why?
Please take Delphi back to her place to rest. I'll sing the finale.
Oh, shoot.
From the sublime to the ridiculous. After all that, everything's come full circle.
Thank you.
Oh,
Miss
it's that one
Furina.
song that everyone's been
I'm so
like
sorry
freaking
to
out
put you in
about?
this position after everything you said.
Didn't it get like #1 on their Spotify?
Never mind. What's done is done. It's really my
On
own
the
fault for
Hoyo
getting
Mix
in too
thing?
deep. No one likes
I haven't really
surprises.
listened to it. I
Myself
heard like a
included.
little tiny clip
Leave
of
it to
it.
me. I've watched you rehearse so many times that I've learned Cleo's part by heart.
I do not doubt your acting skills, but please allow me to ask just one more question. After all, this show is dedicated to the life and legacy of our director. What, in your opinion, is the reason Cleo shines so brightly?
It's her pure heart. Despite all the pain and loneliness she had to endure, she never once stopped believing in the beauty in this world.
Well said. I leave Director O'Reilly in your hands.
Come on, Furina. We get our quest cutscene. Oh, oh, it's one of these ones.
Is she here yet?
Let's get here!
She's not coming!
You're wrong. She's here.
Si je pouvais vivre dans l'eau, le monde serait-il plus beau? Me pardonneras-tu, ô chère mère? L'eau dans son courant fait danser nos vies.
Oh my god, I love this. Song's nice.
But what about your wish?
My wish.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Music. Oh my god, I love this song. Wait, did she actually get it there? Good job. Did she actually get her vision there, or was that like part of the play?
Is it just me? Or was that Lady Furina on the stage just now?
She hasn't
Is
been
that just
seen for
me?
a while now, and she just appears out of nowhere. Gotta say
God,
though,
why's my light going
her acting
crazy?
skills are as superb as ever.
The little Oceanid, Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
No, no, please.
Wait, that's not her name. What's going on?
I don't know. Maybe it's just a doppelganger.
I've spent a lot of time out of the spotlight, and they didn't use my name during the curtain call either. Hopefully, not too many people recognized me. It's too bad that I had to break the one clear rule I'd managed to make for myself,
Dude, my light.
even if I had no choice. Still, I have to admit that, despite everything, it felt good to be back on the stage again.
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Furina.
Hey, that's not what we agreed on!
Oh, so it was Furina after all.
She's back!
Honestly, what is he doing? He should have run that by me first.
All right, calm down, don't be mad. This was a group decision. We just didn't want your contributions to go unacknowledged. After all, It's been the rule in Fontaine since ancient times that everyone's work, visible or invisible, is equally deserving of recognition.
Yes, I know the rule, but it should still be applied on a case-by-case basis. I wasn't ready for this yet.
It's no big deal. What's the worst that could happen?
On. Okay. At most, you might be asked to sign a few autographs later.
Oh, yeah? Well, since you think it's so easy, you can sign them for me.
That's not how that
This
works.
is a great chat and all, but can we talk about that crazy thing that happened during the show? It nearly gave Paimon a heart attack. Paimon flew over to where she was supposed to be and was about to drop the prop vision.
Oh, it was a
and
prop
then
vision.
suddenly, a real one popped out of thin air.
Oh, that was a real one.
That. I've got no idea what happened there.
So was that not on her
It worked pretty
model
well, didn't it?
for the rest of the for like
the audience has never seen
the
such
quest
a
up until now?
realistic prop.
Wait, what about Dulphy? I wonder how she's doing.
Oh, let's go check on her as soon as we finish clearing the stage.
Is that the second
Yes.
character we've seen get a
Plus,
vision?
she'll definitely want to hear how the end of the show went.
Like second playable
if nothing
character.
else, we can safely say that we accomplished what we set out to do.
This man should jump on top of that. Also, my light is literally going crazy right now. I don't think it's ever been this bad.
Ah, you're back.
Oh, Firefly show came out. I'll be reacting to all the
She's
Firefly
doing
shows
okay.
tomorrow night before
Her
I pull
condition
burn and
stabilized
everything.
after taking some of her original medication. From experience, though, I'd say she still needs a few more days of rest.
How did the performance go? Was it a success? Did the audience like it?
You'll be glad to know it was fantastic. Also, you're not gonna believe what happened while Furina was on the stage. You'll probably be able to read all about it in the Steambird first thing tomorrow morning.
That's wonderful. I'm so sorry I failed to see it through to the end. I guess I was wrong to try and tough it out to begin with.
Like, I'm just gonna turn
No,
off.
don't worry about it. Like they
Back on.
told me after announcing my name
Yes,
during the curtain call,
Did anything?
everyone's work deserves recognition.
Nope, I did not do anything.
Even though you couldn't see it
Stop
through
it.
to the final scene, the audience was very impressed by your performance. It's safe to say that you made your mark on this memorial show.
My head hurts a little bit after this quest. I'm gonna get some water
One
really
way or
quick and then we'll
another,
start
We
clearance.
did it. I've had bad luck ever since I was born, so I never expect things to go smoothly in life. I'm just happy to know that we went out on a high note. That's all that matters.
Blaming your bad luck again, are we? Maybe if you didn't push yourself past your limits so much, your illness wouldn't be flaring up all the time.
Oh, don't you start. I don't have the energy to argue with you right now.
Aw, you two clearly care a lot about each other.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You mean we never stop arguing with each other?
So,
Have fun.
any plans for the next step? After the brilliant performance you put on, the reputation of your troupe is sure to spread through Fontaine like wildfire. You won't have to disband if you don't want
Wildfire?
to.
Like
You
the
could
song from Hawkeye
capitalize
Star
on the
Rail?
rave reviews and license out the Little Oceanid to the bigger theater troops out there. That would do wonders for your financial situation.
No, we should still disband.
Yeah, it's what we all agreed to.
After all that's happened, I should give you guys some space. But maybe our paths will cross again one day.
Hey, don't just walk off!
I still want to keep performing, so I might join another troupe. After watching Miss Furina's performance, I think I'm starting to understand our director's infatuation with musicals.
You should do it. It suits you. I'd originally hoped to keep performing too, but I don't know if my health will allow me to.
Oh, so now you finally got your priorities in order. I guess I'll hold off until you've properly recovered as well. What about you, Miss Furina? Any future plans?
Well, frankly, I think a return to obscurity is no longer an option for me. I'm sure a slew of consultancy requests will hound me wherever I go, until I finally acquiesce. You rather sealed my fate there with your special thanks at the end of the show.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. No need to apologize. What I meant to say is that this whole experience has shown me that perhaps I'm not as averse to a return to the stage as I previously imagined. Maybe Nervilette was right. Maybe Cleo is the right role for me. I still don't wish to pretend to be someone else, but I do have a desire to express myself. So, maybe the show will go on for me after all.
Just do whatever feels right.
Yeah. There was once a time when I was an actress in a masquerade, seeking only to hide the truth. But from now on, I want to spend my time learning real stories about real people and how they touch the lives of others around them. I want to watch them blossom and wither, see them refined on the page, retold on the stage, and remembered long into the future. I'm sure this is what captivated director O'Reilly as well.
Sounds like you're ready to stop running from your true calling. The more you get out into the world, the more you'll discover what a fascinating place it is.
Next time I'll invite you to join me.
Then it's a deal. If a vision is a gift from the gods, then I should do my best to honor it.
Beautiful. Good quest. And now that we got that, go here. We can unlock this. Claim that. And then I'm gonna go get some water really quick, and then we'll start this one. Just give me a second. Okay, I'm back. I have two because yeah, why not? Why not? Oh. And accept. Judgment Day. Go to the Court of Fontaine. Focused enhancement. Focus experience. That's probably what I should have turned on for Furina's, so we didn't have to get that like little side quest thing.
It's ironic to think that in my whole time as a god, I could only ever dream of receiving this kind of power. And now that the gods have given me their blessing, it actually feels more like I'm finally able to take my fate in my own hands. Is that how humans feel about it as well?
Alright, let's go do clans. I heard this one's really good. I mean, to be fair, I also heard Furina's was really good, which it was, but like, people literally just keep talking about this one.
Do you also see Navia and Clorinde over there? They look like they might have run into some kind of trouble. Let's go check out.
No, they don't. They're standing at the balcony talking. I don't know where Paddle's getting his information from.
Not at all. And I've asked pretty much everyone in the Court of Fontaine already. Lynette's ears drooped as soon as she heard that we'd have to be out and about for days on end. And Fremine, he hid himself under his helmet as soon as he realized there'd be people around that he didn't know.
It's like
what
me.
about Chiori and Charlotte? I feel like both of them would be more than up to it.
I've asked them already, but they're both pretty busy right now. I just gave the members of the Spina a few days off too, so I don't want to bother them either.
If what, I'll do
This
it.
is getting pretty difficult.
Navia, Clorinde, what's up?
Oh my. Well, if it isn't my dear partners, how are you all doing?
Hi.
Huh. Navia?
Huh? Oh, you mean...
Yep, this is our chance.
What? What are you gonna do?
Do you need our help with something?
Oh, precisely. My dear partners, we've got a huge problem right now that only you can solve.
Oh no, what is it?
Oh, for real?
Absolutely. We've already exhausted all our other options.
Tell me about it.
Traveler, Paimon, would you join us and play Marechaussee Hunter Judgment Day?
Oh my god, they're playing a game.
Marechaussee what now?
It's a new game script by the Tabletop Troupe, a local roleplay adventure club.
Ever heard of the Tabletop Troupe?
Mhm.
They put out games that allow you to participate in a story and roleplay characters with your friends. Oh, I've loved their stuff ever since I was a kid.
That sounds super interesting.
Clorinde and I are both veteran members of the club. Recently, someone came up with a new script and was looking for people to help playtest it
So
for
this is
them.
basically like Genshin,
When they
D&D.
asked, of course
I don't play
couldn't
D&D, so I don't know,
refuse.
but
I mean, come on! A brand new script? Nobody has ever played it before.
Generally speaking, scripts at that level of development have a lot of issues, but I think this one is pretty solid. The author obviously put a lot of work into the story, and the world building is also quite credible.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I know I was the one that handed you the script, but some of us haven't read it yet. No spoilers, please.
Anyway, the script calls for a team of 4. Ah, yes. We're missing one final player right now.
you're right, that is a big problem. I'll join.
So, you're saying you'll help us out? Ugh, I knew I could count on you, partner.
Paimon and the Traveler are kind of a package deal. Is that okay?
Paddle
That's
can
not
just
a
watch.
problem. I'll adjust the pace based on the actual number of players, and ensure that everyone has a good time.
Oh, alright.
Well, Traveler, what do you think? Wanna play? Paimon will follow your lead.
Count me in for a great script.
Well, that solves our problem. You have our thanks.
Woohoo! I'll go grab the script manager from
If
the
we wanted a
crowd right
good script, we should have got Elio for
Script
this.
manager.
But
Didn't you just say that you gave Clorinde the script?
The club introduced a completely new kind of gameplay for the script.
Oh, stupid. I'm
In
sorry.
this iteration, the Game Master's version of the script is incomplete. The script manager provides the next part of the script only after players have completed the current list of objectives.
Oh.
On top of that, in order to increase player immersion, the club has created some of the story's sets and scenes in real life.
Oh, what?
We'll only know where we should go once the script manager reveals the starting location.
Wow, you're right. Whoever wrote this script really did put in a lot of work.
And it's got a real healthy amount of suspense, right? I mean, even the GM doesn't know how the story will end.
I don't remember who it was. But, like, when I was little, you guys know the board game Chutes and Ladders? This guy made, like, a life-size board for it with, like, actual ladders and, like, slides and stuff. And I thought that was, like, the coolest thing ever. And I always wanted to, like, play, like, a life-size board game. That would be so cool.
I look forward to experiencing it with you all.
Why don't you go meet up with the others first? They should all be waiting at Chioria Boutique. I'll come over with the script manager as soon as I find them.
Actually, I haven't been
good.
there yet.
Remember to always watch where you're going, and don't rush.
You say that like I'm 6 years old or something. Let me think. What kind of character should I play this time?
Trying to eat all the skin off my apple.
I just
I
hope
don't know
you'll
why.
pick up some useful skills this time. Oh, and stop trying to persuade every animal you come across.
Silent Night. Was noticed at Chioria Boutique. Yeah, I haven't been here yet. I still have to do Chioria story quest. Oh, Linny and Furina.
Oh, sorry to keep you waiting.
You're back! Huh? And you've got the Traveler and Paimon with you too!
What a pleasant surprise. I assume you'll be joining us for the game then?
Indeed, I will.
Hey, Furina! Paimon didn't know you were playing too. Are you also members of the tabletop troupe?
Hey, you too.
I'm more of a casual member, if anything. I haven't taken part in many formal club activities. Lynette, Fremine, and I play something similar at the Hotel Bouffe Tété sometimes, but I'm usually the GM. Still, I'm sure it'll be fun being a player for the first time. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I'm not a member of the club at all. Clorinde simply woke me up first thing this morning, said there was a good script worth experiencing, and asked if I wanted in.
If you're interested, I can give you a referral. That should give you a 40% discount on membership fees.
I think I'll wait to see how this experience plays out first, especially when it comes to the quality of the script. If it's sufficiently fun, then I'll join.
Do you participate in a lot of tabletop troupe activities, Clorinde?
You could say that. She's actually one of the few senior game masters of the troupe.
Ah, right. I knew about that even when she was still my subordinate.
It's nothing. Really, just a small hobby of mine.
Wow. Paimon's so used to seeing you be all upstanding and intimidating as the champion duelist. It's kind of hard to imagine you role-playing with a bunch of friends.
So if we have a problem with any of the rules, do we have to submit a duel request to you?
Surely you jest. I would never intentionally make things difficult for my players. I maintain a clear boundary between my professional and personal lives. The me you see at court represents the law and order of Fontaine. I put all personal feelings to the side, and grant a fair duel to all who seek to defend their honor. But in my personal life, I'm just an ordinary person. Someone who feels anger and sadness, just like everyone else.
Well, you say that, but for all the time I've known you, I don't think I've ever seen you cry. I've seen you get angry, sure, but now I'm wondering whether you were actually mad or if it just looked that way from the outside.
I was probably in work mode during those times.
Is that so? Well, in any case, I just feel like even in your personal life, you don't get emotional very often.
So you want to see me cry? That might be a little difficult. A show of anger, though. That might be something I could accomplish.
No, that's not what I meant.
I'm
Oh
back.
yeah.
Here, allow me to introduce you to the script manager, Mr. Florian.
Hi, Florian.
Pleasure to meet you all.
Wait, are you a champion duelist too, Mr. Florian?
Oh, no. This is just the costume provided by the club. I occasionally play a few of the roles in my scripts.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It's nothing. It's the least we can do to give the players a more immersive experience. Anyway, allow me to give you a brief introduction of the script.
Alright.
This script
Let's
is
get into it.
adapted from the real history of the Marashose hunters. You all will play the role of hunters from a bygone era and resolve a series of events unfolding in the capital.
Paimon's not super familiar with the history of the Marashose hunters. Is that a problem?
I'm not either.
Oh, no problem at all. I can give you a brief rundown. So, basically, Marashose hunters were people who dedicated themselves to hunting monsters and protecting the city by using a special swordsmanship technique passed down over generations. Their story can be traced back to the ancient Remurian dynasty, as well as the first hunter, Cassiodor. But I'll leave the finer details for you to seek out and discover later.
Mm-hmm.
The Cassiodor from
additional commentary as the story
that one
progresses.
story was?
In that case, brave hunters, are you ready to set out on an unknown adventure?
Yeah.
Whoa, just one sentence and it's like we're in the story already.
Aha, I see many a determined gaze before me. Very well, head over to this location and begin your heroic journey.
So, as we
Everyone,
I
and
did.
make sure you haven't forgotten anything. Once you're ready, please follow me to the
And
designated
I pulled out the
location.
skin.
Sounds good. Hunter squad, move out.
I don't know why I did that. Go to the game venue, indicated by the script. Oh, it's just over here. Continue heading over to the game venue. Why'd you have me go there to go in our 200 meters? Oh, it's a teleport over there. It's an underground one. I'm just gonna put Arlecchino on my team for this quest, just in case I need like help in a fight. This must be it.
Whoa, they really have thought of everything. Even the Phaetometer is here and ready to go for us.
The Phaetometer.
The what?
What's that?
It's a card that's used to determine action success or failure. We'll need to use
Oh.
it when we try to use certain skills.
And what about all the dessert and tea? Is that for us as well?
That's what the message said.
Oh, really? That's so nice. It feels just like a tea party with friends.
Those snacks have Paimon's name written all over them.
I think you might be more of a snack hunter than a Marashose hunter, Paimon.
Snack hunter Paimon reporting for duty. If there are delicious snacks to be found, Paimon will track down every last one.
The desserts are great. But I'm still looking forward to the story more than anything.
Very fair. Then, let us begin. First, please pick up the blank character cards in front of you, and write down your name and profession. You can find an abbreviated version of the rules printed on the back of your character card. If you have any
Little
questions,
pin.
feel free to ask me. In this story, everyone is a Marashose
Does everyone have
hunter.
one?
To reflect this, the club has prepared a small badge for everyone.
Yep.
Ooh, nice.
As hunters, you have
I got
proficiency
Clorine's
in
hat.
swordsmanship and fighting by default, so there's no need
Oh,
to
we all
allocate
did.
any additional skill points to those areas.
Swordsmanship? So there's a fighting part to all of this? Paimon's not sure she can do all that on her own. Maybe Paimon can just stick with you?
Why don't you share a character card then? The Traveler will be the Marashose hunter, and you can be her little floating assistant.
Kinda like in real life.
So, for the name, do I fill it out with the name of my character?
Yep, it can be any name you like.
You can use your real name too if you want. I do that whenever I get too lazy to think of a new name.
Oh, so it would be like experiencing a different life, but still as yourself. That's not a bad idea.
In that case, I think I'll continue to use the name Linny then.
Next up is the skill sheet. You have a limited amount of skill points that you can use to learn a number of skills. The more points you invest in a particular skill, the easier it will be to pass associated checks.
I'll take persuasion and investigation. Those are must-haves when it comes to missions like these.
Oh, those skills sound like they'd be useful for gathering intelligence. Good idea, Navia. Just as expected of a veteran player.
So is this whole story cost us playing the game?
So, should we also take those skills then?
Is that actually like that?
Not necessarily. Since we're working together as a team, we could leave the negotiations to Navia and use our skill points to pick up other useful skills. For example, I think I'll take stealth and sleight of hand. That will give us more options if we run into any situations we can't negotiate our way out of.
Oh, interesting. I wasn't thinking about it like that. I suppose it's not so different from an acting troupe. Everyone has their own role to play. Let me see. I'll take arts and performance.
Everyone's picking
I'm
roles
not quite
similar
sure what
to
use will
like.
be, but I'm not as knowledgeable about the other skills, and I am not too confident I'd be able to roleplay them well.
Well, that leaves us. What do you want to learn, Traveler?
Cooking medicine? Well, I feel like medicine. We're gonna need someone to heal, right?
Ooh, so you want to help people when they're injured. That's nice of you.
And it's insight. Medicine. I'll do cooking.
Ha! Gotta say, this suits you really well. Nothing boosts morale like good food. So what do you think? Are you sure you want to learn these two skills? Sure, what do you want to learn?
I'm gonna hear what she has to say about insight.
Oh, something that'll help you get a read on other people's thoughts. Sounds useful.
I think we'll go with medicine and cooking.
So what do you think? Are you sure? Sure, what do you want to learn?
Medicine,
Ooh, so you want to help people
cooking. Yeah, we already heard this
Are
dialogue.
you sure
Yeah, I'm sure.
Let's see. Oh, looks like you each have enough points to
Is
choose one final skill.
Insight just kind of feels like, you know,
Such classic skills. It's
an
fine
obvious
to go
fine.
a little bit out of the box, you know.
So I guess I could
Feeling
just.
she's getting ready to cause trouble.
Oh god.
For example, this one here. Summon. Doesn't it sound super mysterious and cool?
Oh, I saw that one just now as well. The description says, this skill can be used under certain circumstances to summon characters or creatures that fit the script's world-building rules.
The script's world-building rules, huh? But how are we supposed to know what a Marashose hunter can summon?
Oh, that's not for us to worry about, my friend. Just learn the skills that interest you, and the GM will take care of the rest.
Alright, you've convinced Paimon. Let's learn summon then. Paimon can't wait to see what kind of thing shows up.
Okay.
Well, now that everyone's more or less finished creating their characters, we can begin. Since two of our players are doing this for the first time, though, let me ask. Would you like to play on easy mode or authentic mode?
What's the difference between the two?
Well, in role-playing games, the story sometimes changes based on the decisions of the players and the results of the fatometer. For example, if you fail a check, that means you cannot use the target skill in that scenario. A critical failure may even result in further negative consequences. If you choose to play in authentic mode, every time you elect to use a skill, you'll need to use the fatometer to see whether you succeed or fail, and face any consequences that may follow.
I vote for that one. That
If
might
you
be fun.
choose easy mode instead, every check will be successful by default,
Wow.
and you won't have to worry about luck playing a factor.
The random checks. Wait, what? The random checks triggered by the photometer often serve as indicators for Destiny's course, or the success or failure of an action. Press to draw a card and get a random number between 1 to 20. If the number displayed is greater than or equal to the number check equal to the check difficulty, you will pass this check. Otherwise, you will fail it. It's like there's an 8 there, so I need to pull a greater than or equal to. I would need to pull an 8 or higher. The random checks triggered by the photometer often serve as indicators for. Okay, it's the same thing. If the number displays, yeah, okay. There's role playing, and the scene in the story can sometimes affect the result of checks. Your current check bonuses will be added to a randomly drawn number, making it easier to pass checks. In easy mode, all checks are considered successful by default.
Given that I'd like to focus on the story, I suppose I should pick easy mode. I'd feel bad if I brought the team down by failing my checks.
Huh? Oh, come on. Don't worry about that. RNG is the lifeblood of role-playing games. I'm going with authentic mode for sure. Never knowing what you might have to overcome. Ugh, doesn't that sound exciting?
I'd rather be mentally prepared for what might happen.
All right, then I'll mark down Furina for easy mode. All her checks will be successful by default. As usual, Navia and Linny will play on authentic mode.
What about you, dear partner? How would you like to play?
I want to play on authentic mode, but I also don't want to leave Furina as the only one playing on easy mode. Do authentic.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Trust me, you'll see the beauty of RNG.
Oh, trust me, I already have.
Honestly, I don't think Clorinde would make things too difficult for us, no matter what the fatometer says. Isn't that right, Clorinde?
No promises.
That wasn't super reassuring.
Well, anyway, enough talk. Let's get started. I want to experience at least a good chunk of the story today.
Speaking of the story, why is the beginning scene on a beach?
Well, that's because... a long time ago.
Oh,
Back
whoa.
when human civilization was still in its infancy.
That's cool.
Powerful demons and evil sorcerers ruled over the land. They created a host of monsters and sent them to slaughter all humans in existence.
I love that. Can we keep it like this? At least keep the character on the side for these from now on? That's so cool.
Soon, a group of human rebels banded together. With their swords raised, they swore to brave the darkness, and in doing so, subdue each and every monster that sought their destruction. They became known as the Marachose Hunters.
Reloading.
Sometime later,
Oh my god,
as a
we're in
member
like
of
the game.
Marachose Hunters, you receive a commission. Following the address provided on the message, you take a boat and arrive at this strange city. As you inhale, you can taste the slightly salty air of the docks as you begin to survey your surroundings. There aren't many people in the vicinity, but you do take note of a few others who, like you, seem to be sizing up this place. Your eyes meet, and you realize these people are fellow Marachose hunters, likely led to this location after receiving the same commission as you.
Also, can we get this as a skin, please? I just wanted to...
You're all Marachose hunters too, right?
Can we get that as a skin
Allow me
too?
to introduce myself. The name's Navia, monster hunter by trade and helpful neighborhood businesswoman on the side. What say you to traveling together? We can help each other out on the road.
Okay, count me in.
I don't even own Lenny, but I would buy that skin. I don't even
My
have him.
name is Linny. I've been wandering since I was little. And
What's
picked up a
Furina's gonna
few
look
less
like?
than legal tricks along the way.
Oh my god,
I
Furina's is
was
gonna look so
adopted by a
cool.
Marachose hunter and later chose to follow in his footsteps.
Is this where you introduce your character to everyone? It sounds like they've done this dozens of times.
Aww.
My name is Furina, and, I grew up in a noble family. I always had a strong interest in performance and the arts. Even though I'm a Marachose hunter, what I really want is to be a performing artiste.
I love that outfit.
Hey, that's really cool.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
You can do it, Furina. That's exactly how it's done.
Paimon is Paimon.
Paimon got one too.
Companion to this Marachose hunter right here.
Imagine we get Paimon skins. Used to be doctors.
I've been studying medicine ever since I was a child. I want to do my part to eradicate these monsters and use what I've learned to heal others.
Lumine dialogue and the doctor skin. Oh, that's great. Oh, if I picked chef, would she have a chef outfit? Oh, I love that.
Oh, welcome. When we face the monsters, I'll make sure to charge in front to give everyone some cover.
I need to look this
You will
up.
take care of the
Hold
healing
on.
at the back.
Lumine chef outfit. Images. Clorinde Quest. Oh, I see for an one. Oh, right here. Wait. Oh, hold on. Look. Oh my god, look at them. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. We need more quests like this already. And it's Lumina. Like, is she gonna be talking for the whole quest? Make sure you charge in front to give everyone some cover. You can take care of the human at the back. Oh, I'll make sure to.
You open your envelopes at the same time. The message reads, "To the honorable and trustworthy Marachose hunters, our kingdom is currently facing a grave crisis. The lands outside the capital have been overtaken by monsters, and our people are being led astray by forces of wickedness. We beseech you, please help us resolve this crisis and return peace and stability to our home."
Huh. The layout of this city looks super familiar.
That's what I was thinking when we got here.
It kinda
Mondstadt.
reminds Paimon of Mondstadt.
I didn't want to say anything there because I was like,
Scriptwriter
no,
must
that's
have used
stupid.
a real-world city as a reference when coming up with the map.
As experienced hunters, the layout of the city reminds you of places once traveled. You recall the sight of tree-lined streets and the gentle tranquility of days gone by. Yet, as you regard the city in front of you, it appears to be little more than an empty shell. Its hollow gates are open to you, beckoning you to come forth and bring salvation back to the town.
I carefully read every line of the letter and turn my attention to the signatures at the bottom. Who issued this commission to us?
You see a long string of unfamiliar names. It would seem that many of the residents of the city issued this commission together. They sensed that things were not right within the kingdom and sent a distress signal to the outside world.
In that case, why don't we take a walk around the city and see if we can learn anything from the local residents?
I can't get over this. This
Good
is
idea.
amazing.
We might be able to get some leads on the monsters and bad guys we're after.
Door of resurrection activated.
You look up and see a tavern nearby.
Oh, I know where we
It
are.
appears to be open for the day.
Why don't we go check out that tavern?
This is where the reputation
If the
thingy
novels
is.
I've read are anything to go by, taverns are usually full of information.
That is true. Oh my god. There's no way I get these guys for the whole quest, right?
As you approach the tavern, you find a plainly dressed woman standing nearby.
Does Lenny drain
appears
his
to be
health?
rather troubled about something.
Does Lenny drain his health with his attack?
Greetings, friend.
Oh.
Lovely weather we're having today, don't you think?
Oh, hello. I suppose you're right. The weather today is quite lovely. If only those monsters out there would stop causing trouble.
It seems like every character included in the script has a certain amount of useful information to offer. If we keep asking questions, we might be able to get some good leads.
Oh, come now, don't be sad. Life is all about optimism. Oh, that reminds me. What did you have for breakfast this morning?
Huh?
Oh.
I don't think that's the kind of question we're supposed to ask.
Nothing turns a frown upside down like good food. How about some macarons? I could make you some.
You didn't even take cooking as one of your skill proficiencies.
That's not necessary, miss. Excuse me for saying this, but you don't really look like a chef. Besides, I'm not really a fan of sweets.
So you're someone who barely smiles and doesn't like sweets. You're really starting to remind me of this one friend of mine. Hey! Did she just... me?
It's
Clorinde
great.
must have broke character for a second.
This isn't getting us anywhere. Traveler, maybe you can think of something.
I should say Hunter's good friend. How about a quick sign right here, right now?
Are you sure?
Positive.
In that case, please refer to the phaetometer.
Ooh, an 8. This one. Ah.
We failed the check?
I guess so.
You remain silent as you prepare a pot and fire to use for cooking. The woman stares at you with her mouth agape
But I thought we failed the
as
check.
you skillfully cut the ingredients and toss them into the pot.
Are we gonna burn the food or
Perhaps
something?
your skills have regressed due to lack of use, but soon the unpleasant smell of
Yep.
something burnt fills the air.
Oh no. I screwed it up.
The mean dialogue.
It's all black around the edges.
I appreciate the thought, but I think I'll pass.
Miss, we'd love to learn more about the monsters you mentioned. If you're willing to open up to us, we might just be able to help resolve the troubles you're facing.
Check complete. Oh, Clem is making a check.
You weren't even the one that learned persuasion.
My troubles, you say? I'm not sure they're so easily resolved, but I suppose it wouldn't hurt to share them with you. A horde of monsters suddenly appeared near the capital recently, so all the guards were dispatched to fight them.
Do you remember when those monsters appeared?
I'm not completely sure. All I know is that my husband was dispatched to fight them 3 days ago.
Do you know where he was sent?
It all happened so fast. When we said our goodbyes, he couldn't even tell me where they were sending him.
You have our thanks, friend. We'll find and defeat those monsters as soon as possible. We sincerely hope your husband will be able to return to your side soon.
Oh, thank you. Don't worry. We'll find him. Just try to remain optimistic and wait for good news. We don't always get to choose what happens to us. But we do get to choose the little things, like what we eat and how we respond to the things life throws our way. I hope that one day, you too will recognize the power of something as small and inconsequential as a delicious dessert.
I'll do my best. You bid farewell to the woman, and continue your journey further into the city.
Oh, let me see this. I guess he does drain his health with that. I never knew that. Pepper, when he has more than 6% HP, he will consume a portion of his HP to obtain one. Okay, well, I wish I knew that before I started. You know.
As you venture further into the city, the streets appear largely empty. An elderly woman walks past. You see her shake her head as she puts away her wrinkled wallet. A nearby merchant folds his arms and gives you a disdainful look. You get the impression that he's someone who has long gotten used to the sight before him.
Oh.
Although he doesn't seem very friendly, merchants are usually a good source of information, right?
Pardon me, sir. I'd like to ask a question if I may.
That depends. How much are you willing to pay?
How about this much?
What do you take me for? Some lowly beggar? You can't even buy half an onion with that amount.
Surely an onion can't be that expensive, right?
What do you know? War is nearly upon us. Everything costs several times what it did before. If you're not gonna buy anything, then scram.
Whoa, what a nasty guy. Maybe we shouldn't even bother talking to him.
But he still might have information we need. Traveler, can you think of something?
Persuade him, Navia.
Sir, we came to this city to solve the very problem you seem to be referring to. The war you mentioned, would it happen to be against the monsters outside the city?
My dad came into my room and then my cat ran in. She's under my bed again. So I'm to say, solve the very problem you seem to be referring to, the war you mentioned, would it happen to be against the monster outside the city?
If you happen to be well informed and know a thing or two about what's going on, we'd appreciate it if you could share that information with us. After all, the sooner this problem gets resolved, the easier it will be for you to do your business.
My cat wants to leave my room. Oh, she did it. Okay. She left. So I wonder if this is actually RNG too. Like, I wonder if other people had different experiences going through this quest.
Well, things are basically as you said, young lady. Those monsters are camped outside the city, and they've been destroying all our trade routes. We have limited reserves within the city, so if this continues, we're all gonna be in big trouble.
Wait, You're saying no one has put a plan in place to distribute supplies or maintain order?
We could all starve and those nobles in the palace wouldn't even break a sweat. Who knows? Maybe they've been in cahoots with the monsters all along.
That is concerning.
Yeah.
All right. That's all the information you need, right? Off with you now. I've still got business to do.
You know, if you smiled a little more, you'd definitely get more business. And I bet that would make your life just a little bit sweeter. I'm not saying it's guaranteed to work. It's just a tip.
The nearby area.
Should we try to go somewhere with more people?
Oh, how about the
Where's
city
Catherine?
square? Follow me.
I want Catherine. Gather information at the central square of the city. I like how they all gave them their signature weapons. Oh, the
Before you
fountain's
lies
gone.
The city's central square. You see a man with a slightly anxious look on his face,
You're that guy?
pacing back and forth,
Is it
his
this
head
guy?
hanging low. He doesn't seem to notice your approach. Still immersed in his own thoughts, he shakes his head and lets out a long sigh.
This guy seems promising enough. Maybe I can get some information out of him.
Come on,
Hello,
Furina.
sir. Is there anything I can do to help you?
What?
Wait, you're...
I'm...
Oh, dear goodness! You're a Marechaussee hunter!
You recognize us? Ah, are you one of the people who wrote the commission letter?
Yes! Oh, I didn't expect you to actually come. Oh, what great news! The city is saved!
Like how
What
the
happened
Claren's voice actress voice all these
Alas,
people.
we once lived comfortable, carefree lives. This city used to be free of monsters.
I always said I think it's her
The
voice
first
actress.
Marechaussee hunter, Casiodor, the Golden Hunter, he was the one who drove them back. However, monsters have once again surrounded the city. Perhaps the seal that kept them at bay has lost its power. Or perhaps an evil sorcerer has been meddling in our affairs. All I know for sure is that their return has stripped the city of any chance at peace.
Alright.
Are there
It's got big goat
not
this.
enough soldiers to drive them out?
It's not a question of numbers. The guards simply have no idea how to deal with them. Most people my age have never even seen one of the monsters, much less been trained to fight against them. What's worse, many of us don't even know the history of the Marechaussee hunters anymore. When I was a child, though, my grandfather would tell me stories about how the Marechaussee hunters drove back the monsters. So, on the off chance that something might come of it, I decided to reach out to you. To be perfectly honest, I was starting to think all those stories were just tall tales. But now that I've seen you in person, I finally know that it was true!
Well, you can rest easy, friend. The righteous and formidable Marechaussee hunters are on the case.
The man is touched by your determination and resolve. His eyes begin to well with tears of relief.
Still, if we are going to hunt the monsters, we need to know where to find them. Can you give us any leads?
All I know is that the area outside the city is dangerous. I'm afraid I can't point you toward a specific location. Oh, although, if you leave the capital through the main gate and follow the road, you should run into a group of guards. They might know more about where to find the monsters.
I see. We'll go look for them then.
All right, be careful. Oh, and one last thing. The monsters outside the city are just part of the problem. There are evil sorcerers inside the city as well, so be on your guard. They're actively working with the monsters, and have corrupted the court ministers with malicious magic. They're the reason why, even inside the city, everything has been a giant mess. Even one of our kindest ministers has turned into a boorish and unreasonable figure, interested in nothing but enacting laws that exploit the people. Who knows how much longer we'll be able to go on like this.
Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place.
I feel bad for him. Maybe we should try to cheer him up?
Furina could sing him a song.
Like, now? Is this really the right time?
Hey, you wanted to do something.
I appreciate your kindness, but for now, it's more important to focus on the crisis at hand. Brave hunters, I leave the future of this kingdom to you.
Furina wanted to do something. I was trying to help her out.
If I understood correctly, there are currently 2 problems in the kingdom that need solving, right?
Yes.
Exactly. We need to defeat the monsters outside the city and take down the evil sorcerer stirring up trouble from within.
But which problem should we tackle first?
Well, this seems like a good moment for a break. Take some time and discuss what you want to do. Let me know when you've made your decision.
I really didn't expect the people in the city to keep us at arm's length like that. I totally thought the hunters would be treated like heroes.
Well, Clorinde said the script took cues from the real history of Fontaine, right? Maybe the real-life Marachose hunters were also treated like that.
I wouldn't say it's a perfect representation of history, but there are definitely some similarities. Would you like to hear more about it?
Sure. As long as it doesn't spoil anything in the script. You brought up bits and pieces of the hunter's history before, but it was all in passing.
Paimon wants to know too! The hunters were super powerful, right? Were they all from a special line of supernatural beings or something? Kind of like the yokai in Inazuma?
My face cam.
No.
Dude, that's so
All
bright.
Marachose hunters were ordinary mortal fighters. The only thing that set them apart were the special sword techniques passed down over the centuries.
Huh? So you mean anyone could become a Marachose hunter?
In theory, yes. All you would need to do is survive the rigorous training and master the swordsmanship techniques required to fight the monsters. Still, most people dropped out at the early stages, and others called it quits the minute they saw a monster in person. To become a hunter, you must be strong in both body and mind.
What kind of monsters did the hunters fight exactly? Oh, and the evil sorcerer the script mentions. Did they exist in real life too?
The land of Fontaine once played host to an ancient dynasty known as Remuria. After that dynasty fell, monsters began to appear, intent on obstructing humans from establishing a new social order. One of the ancient sorcerers of Remuria used his power to assemble a formidable army of golems. He sought to use that force to establish himself as king.
Now wait a second. Don't tell me that guy was the inspiration for the evil sorcerer in the script. We still haven't found any in-game information on him yet. So, why don't you talk about someone else for now?
Well, I wasn't planning on going into anything you might be able to find out in the game. But if you want me to talk about something else, then... how about Casiodor, the Golden Hunter? Or Egeria, the ex-Hydro Archon?
Ooh, Egeria.
Wait, but those people are all from a super long time ago. Where did you learn all this,
I want to
Clorinde?
learn more about Egeria.
From my master.
Huh. By master, you mean Miss Petronia?
Someone you know?
Absolutely. Miss Petronia and my father were good friends. Back in the day, she would often bring Clorinde over to play, but then...
Let's not get off topic. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Responding to Egeria's call, a number of warriors followed Casiodor into battle against the monsters. This group of warriors, under Casiodor's leadership, became known as the Marachose Hunters. Yet, as Fontaine entered an era of peace, their work gradually became obsolete. The Marachose Phantom, originally an association made up of hunters, eventually came to be predominantly comprised of Melusines.
Ah, I see. That explains why most of the people in the script have forgotten the hunters or think of them as nothing more than a legend.
Is that really a bad thing, though? It can get tough always being the one shouldering everyone's expectations.
Depends on who you ask, I suppose. If the name of the organization no longer commands respect, investigative work is bound to suffer.
Speaking of investigations, which problem should we tackle first? Monsters or evil sorcerer?
I vote monsters. That's the main duty of the hunters, right? We can come back to the sorcerer later.
Well said, Miss Furina. Plus, if the sorcerers really are the masterminds behind this whole thing, defeating the monsters could give us some clues on their intentions as well.
What about you, partner? What do you think?
I also vote monsters. Let's get rid of the outside stuff first, and then we'll
It's decided
do
then.
that.
All right. After some discussion, you decide to turn around and head out of the city.
Let's take a look around, like that guy said.
Eh. Let's find the guards.
You there, outsiders,
Up there.
halt!
Who's there?
An armored man approaches you. He has a tall, muscular build and a determined expression in his eyes. Just one look, and you can tell he's fought in his fair share of battles. Although he's trying his best to conceal his current state, his uneven gait and the sweat dripping down his forehead make it obvious that he's been wounded and is in serious pain. I'm the captain of the guard. I saw you sneaking around the city earlier, so I'll only ask this once. State your purpose, or it's off to the dungeons for the lot of you.
Wow, it's been a while since someone's been this suspicious of us.
I said talk, not whisper between yourselves.
Have you ever heard of the Marchese Hunters?
Marachose hunters? Ha! That fairy tale, you mean? What, you expect me to believe you're one of them?
Do a medicine check on him. Oh, come on. Maybe I should have gone on easy mode.
A critical failure. Unlucky timing.
The captain of the guards reluctantly allows you to assess his condition. Right as you're trying to get a closer look at his leg, your hand slips and collides against his wound with great force.
Oh, that's not good.
That sounds like it hurt.
I'm sorry. My skills are a little rusty.
I'm not used to
The
hearing him talk
captain
this much.
recoils and takes a half step back. He stares down at you, panting heavily, his eyes full of anger. Ugh. I don't care what you have to say or why you're here. You are not welcome in this city. Get out of my sight, now!
I understand that you're upset, sir. We'll leave soon, I promise. It's just, if we don't know where to find the monsters, we won't even know where to go.
Ha! Don't tell me you're actually considering fighting one of those things. You know, put any other group of young people in your place, and I might have tried to stop them. But since you're the ones asking... He informs you of the locations of the monsters with a disdainful tone, as if he's certain you have no chance of making it out alive.
Whew, that was scary. Paimon was worried that critical failure meant we weren't gonna learn anything.
Ugh, it's all thanks to Clorinde's quick thinking.
Well, are you leaving or not?
We're leaving. We're leaving.
Based on what the captain said, the monster should be right up ahead. Let's go. Hopefully we're not too late.
In Wolfendome? Aw. Try to open up the map. More guards.
As you approach the battlefield, you see numerous people lying by the side of the road. They appear to be dressed like guards. Their faces are filled with desperation and terror. Some are screaming and cursing in vain, as if still trying to banish the monstrosities they saw from their minds.
Oh, they're gone. Oh, I was gonna go heal. I was gonna heal them. Like this. Wait, Lenny's healed. What?
A few of the wounded look up at you in shock and disbelief.
What?
Quick, leave this place. Turn around and don't look back, they yell.
Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. Oh, I'm just afraid of being in my third slot. Go to the area where the monsters have appeared. My head hurts a little bit. I'm fine.
This is the place he mentioned, right?
You see broken iron swords scattered all around you,
The
and
gold
downed
blades.
trees riddled with terrifying claw marks. All the signs point to one thing. A truly devastating battle just took place here.
Be on your guard, everyone. The monsters might still be around.
Before you can finish your sentence, you hear rustling sounds from the surrounding bushes. The monsters have
Oh no, they're
emerged.
Rift Hounds.
They close in on you without fear. You get the impression that, in their bloodthirsty eyes, you're just another meal for them to devour.
We got this.
Help here! This thing wants to eat Paimon!
Your battle round begins now.
Alright. Making a combat check. Yeah! We did it!
Coming at ya! Feeling lucky?
The next battle round begins now.
Oh, this guy.
Here comes the finale. And voila!
Hey there!
The monsters let out a terrifying roar of anger and resentment before dissipating into thin air.
Ugh, thank goodness it's over.
We're lucky the Marachose Hunter class came with all those preset skill points. Otherwise, we would have been in some real trouble.
I never knew the phytometer even determines the amount of damage you inflict. If you get unlucky, isn't it just game over right then and there?
Oh wait, really?
That's part of the fun. The uncertainty of fate is what gives these games their appeal.
Just as you begin to celebrate your victory, a suspicious lump on the ground catches your attention.
Some barrel.
Suspicious lump. Wait, could it be the thing that appears after
Oh,
every
it's a
battle?
chest.
I walk up to it, crouch down, and begin to carefully examine it. I've still got my right glove on, so it should be fine for me to touch it, right?
As you investigate the mound, you discover that the exposed portion appears to be made of wood. It was previously obscured by the large form of the monsters.
Yes.
With the monsters gone, the small protrusion now awaits your discovery, poking out of the ground like a shy flower bud.
Whoa, it's a treasure chest!
Let's dig it up.
With everyone's help, you successfully excavate the wooden chest from the ground. Even without opening it, you can tell from the mora and jewels scattered around the chest that it must contain quite the fortune.
Makes sense. We worked hard for this. Let's open it and we can share what's inside.
I can understand your excitement, Paimon, but think about it. Doesn't it seem like there are people out there who need this treasure more than us?
Yeah. Think about all the people suffering in the capital. Or all those guards who got hurt fighting the monsters. Wouldn't it be better if we gave the treasure to them?
Wait, is that how it works? Paimon thought since we were the ones to dig it up, we could just take it for ourselves.
Well, let's put it this way. Any decision you make during a role-playing game can impact the future course of the story.
But would the people really believe us? It's hard enough for us to prove we're Marcia Say hunters. What if they think we procured the treasure illegally? They might get even more suspicious of us.
That's definitely something we should consider. Maybe we can come up with an explanation in advance.
Well, if donating it could cause that much trouble, why don't we use it to buy some gear and fill up on good food? Then we'll be ready to fight even more bad guys.
Looks like you're facing a difficult
Oh,
choice
God.
once again. Well,
I say we give
it's
it to
getting
them.
late.
We
Why don't
donate
we
it.
call it a day for now?
Wow, where did the time go?
I'm not sure if it's because I'm having so much fun with you all or because the story is particularly enticing, but I feel like I could almost keep going.
Here, here. Ooh, how about we play through the night?
I'm not sure I'll have enough energy for that.
Yeah, that won't work for me either. Lynette will give me an earful if I get home too late.
I understand how you feel, Navia, but we have to change venues for the next part of the story anyway.
Oh, we do?
Huh? Another location?
Mm-hmm. There's a special note for the GM at the end of this section that says to proceed to an indoor set for the next part of the script.
Whoa, they really pulled out all the stops for this new script.
Yeah.
Well, even if we end the game for the day, we can still stay a little longer and hear Clorinde finish her story, right? Paimon wants to hear more about the history of the hunters.
Something tells me you just want to finish the free desserts before we break for the day.
That's just a coincidence, okay? Besides, the Paimon not finishing free food feels even worse than having to buy her own. And anyway, Paimon really does want to hear more about Clorinde's master.
Well,
Story doesn't have it doesn't have a happy ending, and it's okay not to finish it.
It's nothing. I appreciate the concern, but it's all in the past. It won't do any harm to share these things now. My earliest memories are of living with Master. According to her, she saved me from certain people of ill repute. My birth parents had left me behind some time before that.
What a heavy beginning for a life story.
Master was a fascinating individual, if inexperienced in the ways of raising children. My first ever toy was a short sword. Although I suppose it wasn't so much a toy as something Master removed from her waist and handed to a noisy child.
She gave her a sword while she was a kid?
Wait, so she handed an actual sword to a child?
That's what I'm saying.
Isn't that dangerous?
That's what I'm saying.
Did you hurt yourself?
Of course I did. I cut my palm and bled quite a lot. But Master was not concerned. She just stood there and casually lectured me about it. See, that's what you get for not holding the sword properly, she told me. She then crouched down next to me and said, "Give me your hand. I'll teach you to bandage this wound. After that, it's time to learn how to truly hold a blade."
Excuse me for asking this, Clorinde, but how old were you exactly when all this happened?
Probably around, 3, give or take.
3? Isn't that when most kids are still struggling to hold a fork?
As I said,
True, I have a 3-year-old
Master
brother.
was rather inexperienced in the ways of
It's
raising
true.
children. She believed trial and error was the best way to teach a child what they're capable of.
Also, I've been playing Persona 5 a lot. It's really fun. I love the
I
music.
didn't see anything wrong with her ways at the time. And anyway, children don't get to choose how they're raised. Oh, she did bring me back a pet from Liyue once. It was a Geovishap hatchling.
Oh,
A Geovishap hatchling?
what?
For a pet? That seems even more dangerous.
Dude,
What she said was this.
it's crazy.
Make sure to get along, you two. If you really can't agree on something, just settle it with a fight. Whoever loses is the real pet.
And how old were you when this happened?
5. That's my guess.
5.
I knew it. I knew it.
Well, did you win?
No, I lost.
Nah,
So
I'd win.
you're saying you actually became the Geovishop's pet?
Yes, but only for a week. By the end of that week, I defeated it in combat, and we've shared a cordial relationship ever since.
That really doesn't sound like the kind of childhood someone should have.
Yeah.
Later on, I gradually understood that Master most likely didn't know any other way to raise a child. She was a marechaussee hunter, but I never heard her bring up her own parents. Thanks to her, I learned how to navigate the forest by the age of 6, and could hunt monsters in the wild by myself the year after that. Even though the training she subjected me to was strict, she always made sure to take me traveling when she had the time. We met many of her friends during those days. That was also how I met Mr. Callis and his family.
I still remember the first time we met. You were too scared to join our picnic and hid behind Ms. Petronia the whole time.
I still hadn't really met many children my age at that time, so I didn't know how to interact with others.
After that, though, you started coming over a lot. You loved challenging people to shooting competitions, remember? I don't think many members of the Spina ever beat you in one of those.
I had a lot of fun during those days.
I enjoyed them too. Oh, do you remember that one time we went exploring around the Spina together? We overheard Papa call your master Fontaine's Protector of Justice. We tried to pretend like we never heard anything, but you nearly let it slip that one time.
Protector of Justice. Oh, wait, you mean that vigilante hero from 20 years ago? The one who is always active at night?
Dark Knight Hero?
Yep, that would be her.
Or Mondstadt? Batman?
She often would put on a black cloak and go out at night.
Batman?
I never knew where she,
She
went
was
or what
Batman.
she was doing. Until, like
She's
Nadia
like
said,
D-Loop.
we overheard the truth from Mr. Callis that night.
20 years ago, huh? I still remember the guards leaving all kinds of witness reports about her on Nervalette's desk.
My apologies.
Oh, there's no need to apologize. You had nothing to do with it. And anyway, everything she did was for a good cause. Although, calling herself the Protector of Order was a bit much. Especially when she deliberately operated outside the law.
Huh? When did the Protector of Justice become the Protector of Order?
Order.
Oh, she had a bunch
Star
of
Rail
code
reference.
names. I heard she would
Sunday
just come up with a
reference.
name on the spot whenever she was asked. Later on, she probably got sick of answering those questions and decided to stick to just 2. The Protector of Justice and the Protector of Order.
That sounds like
Sunday
her.
reference.
I bet she forgot which of the 2 she'd use by the time she got back each night.
Well, she certainly sounds like a fascinating individual. With her strong sense of justice, it's no surprise her student followed in her footsteps.
It's true. I always wanted to become like her. Someone powerful, independent, and with a strong sense of conviction. But she suddenly disappeared the night I turned 10 years old.
Oh.
Disappeared? What happened?
I have no idea. She didn't even leave a note. I was never able to find out where she went. That night, I was celebrating my birthday at Navia's house. But Master never came to pick me up. When I returned home on my own, it was to an empty house. When she still didn't appear after a few days, I went to Mr. Callis's house to ask about her whereabouts. But he only shook his head.
Papa probably didn't know either. I know he sent a few people to investigate the matter in secret, but they never found any credible leads.
Don't worry, I understand. To be perfectly honest, given Master's personality and way of doing things, it all made a lot of sense. If I had to guess, I'd say she probably used it as an opportunity to force me to become independent. Just like how, when a litter of kittens reaches a certain age, the mother willingly leaves them behind.
Were you upset, Clorinde?
I was at first, but not anymore. I don't believe Master would suddenly disappear for no reason. There must have been something she just had to do.
Well, despite everything, you still managed to follow in her footsteps and become the greatest champion duelist in all of Fontaine. You're practically a living symbol of law and justice.
I suspect my position would be far too by the books for her.
I just checked real quick, like halfway through the quest.
But you're right. I suppose I do take after her in some ways.
Who knew Clorinde had such an interesting past? I never had the chance to ask her about it before. I wonder if Clorinde's master were the champion duelist back then. Would that duel against Mr. Callus have gone differently? Oh no. Judging by the atmosphere, Clorinde and Navi are probably thinking something similar. The mood just got super awkward all of a sudden.
Well, anyway. Would you look at the time? It's getting dark, so we should probably call it a day for real this time. If we keep talking like this, we really will be here all night.
Yeah.
I had a great time today, Miss Clorinde. Thank you for being our GM.
Anytime.
The script was good, but I've got to say, your childhood stories were even better. Hey, you should tell us more about that fight against the Geo-Bishop sometime. Maybe your master was onto something.
You could be right.
What does she mean, onto something? I certainly don't know any 5-year-olds who want to fight a bishop in their spare time. Guess I'll head back as well. I need to save my energy if I want to continue enjoying the story tomorrow.
You're that excited to hear about my fight with the bishop?
I was talking about the script.
Kanavi has the Bronya hair. Oops. 8 to 10 the next morning. Can do that. Like the little galaxy thing in the sky in this game. Oh, we gotta go to the new location.
Let's go meet up with the group. Paimon's really looking forward to today's story.
It's over here. Oh yeah, we have 200 resin now. Oh, I forgot about that. I should probably craft my 5 condensed resin before I get off tonight after this quest, so that way the other 200 can replenish. Before next time I play, I have to work tomorrow morning. I start my job tomorrow, so don't expect a stream for Firefly and the Nitro Boys quest until like tomorrow night. Otherwise, I would have done it earlier. It's like a little domain. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is this what Infinite Void feels like? Ooh.
Looks like everyone's here. Now, before we begin, why don't we finish where we left off yesterday? There was an important decision to be made, yes? I'll pour
What
everyone
was
a
it?
cup
Oh
of
yeah,
tea.
yeah, the treasure.
Is that really the most important part, though, Clorinde? Paimon's more concerned about our current surroundings.
Hey, don't worry about it.
Heavy walls, cold railings, dim lights. This is obviously supposed to be a prison.
It's a set made by the people who made the script.
I admire the work put into the set. Still, it's obvious the scriptwriter has never paid a visit to the fortress of Maripede.
So this set is going to be a part of the script?
Oh, it's part of the
Unfortunately,
dungeon.
That is something I can neither confirm nor deny.
Anyone think Clorinde's smile is starting to look kinda scary?
Well, whatever happens, we'll just have to push on. But first, we should really figure out what to do with this treasure.
I say we give it to the
If we're worried
town.
about arousing suspicion because of our
village.
identity, why don't we give ourselves a different name, just like Clorinde's master did?
Yeah, it might be better to keep a low profile. As long as we're helping people, it doesn't matter who we are or what we're called.
Staring at me won't get you anywhere. Or did you want some more tea?
Oh, Paimon's good. Thanks. Why aren't you saying anything, Navia? Wait, what's that next to you?
What is
Oh,
it?
this is the short sword Clorinde mentioned last night. I found it.
Oh,
Huh. I'm surprised you managed to track
that's
it
the
down
sword
after
that she
all
had
this
when she was
time.
little?
Well, I made sure to take good care of it, considering the circumstances in which you gave it to me. Of course I had to keep it safe. Anyway, where were we? Oh, right. I was just thinking about all the potential ways for us to break out of prison. We could dig a tunnel, or try to bribe the guards.
Wait, we haven't been thrown into
Yeah.
prison yet, have we?
I was gonna say,
Well, it's only a
we
matter of
left
time.
off getting the
It
chest.
pays to be prepared. Just like how you should always have an umbrella on hand, even when it's sunny.
Alright, Paimon's made up her mind.
Oh, I
Let's
get
just
it.
give the treasure away.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Paimon may have wanted to keep it, but if it's going to land us in prison somehow, Paimon will be too upset to enjoy her snacks.
Turns out Paimon cares more about snacks than treasure.
So, you reached an agreement?
Yeah.
Alright then. We can continue with the story.
That's cool, that's what I was hoping for.
Scattered pieces of treasure on the ground as well.
Alright. You collect the treasure and make your way back to the capital with your bag of loot in hand.
There's a little sword. Dude, I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's like the third train. It's gone by my house.
The city
Like
is
within,
still
I don't
shrouded
even
in a
know how long.
gloomy,
Not that
oppressive
long, though.
atmosphere. But your spirits are surprisingly high. In places where sunlight struggles to reach, you generously share your wealth with the children, the elderly, and the poor in urgent need of help.
Thank you, kind soul.
The elderly woman's look of gratitude follows you as you walk away, her eyes never leaving your back until you move entirely out of sight. However, there's still quite a bit of Mora remaining. It appears you haven't made much progress.
She's probably trying to tell us to speed this up. We need to hurry up so we can address the sorcerer problem.
Yeah, that's true.
Should we go find that man again at the square? He seemed like a pretty responsible guy. I'm sure he knows the people here far better than us.
Oh, good idea!
Just as you start to make way to the square, intent on finding the man again, there's a voice.
Help! Help me! Oh,
Please wait, distinguished guests.
distinguished, yes.
Several strange guards suddenly call out to you. They run forward to meet you and proceed to politely pay their respects.
Greetings, gentlemen. Are we being invited for afternoon tea?
We're being
Sure,
arrested.
you jest, my lady. That would not be our place. It is His Excellency the King who requests to meet with you.
The king?
Please come with us.
We're being the king?
Do you think this could be a trap?
Well, we have to
might.
investigate the court at some point, right? Meeting the king himself would be a fantastic opportunity to do that.
I say we go for it. If something happens, we'll just turn the whole place upside down.
That sounds a little intense.
After a quick discussion, you nod to the guards and agree to follow. They lead you all the way to the audience hall of the palace. Gilded tables line both sides of the hall. The space itself is adorned with all manner of expensive antiques, glass shelves, and silver candlesticks. The items appear quite ordinary in size and dimension, yet their presence somehow makes the emptiness of the hall feel even more surreal and ominous.
Wow, it's so luxurious!
Well,
The
I didn't mean
elderly
eyes just
king,
closed like that.
clad in a magnificent robe,
They were like,
sits upon the deep
like they
crimson
just-
throne before you. He wears above his head a majestic crown, with a gemstone the size of a bird's egg set right at the very front.
it's just gonna be like
As you
some
observe it,
basic NPC
you see a
looking guy.
complex pattern of light reflect off its surface. They're here, Your Majesty. A man dressed in dark clothes, likely a minister, shields his mouth with his hands and bends down to whisper a few words to the king. After a moment, he lowers his hands and stands back up. His gaze shifts to fixate on your group, but he does not move from his place at the king's side.
The king does not appear entirely aware of his surroundings. The man by his side, though. We should keep a close eye on him.
The king like partially blind or blind or something.
And says
The guy's
nothing.
there.
The minister is the one who speaks. Esteemed guests, allow me to thank you for coming to our faraway kingdom. Unfortunately, His Majesty the King finds himself quite exhausted from work. So please allow me, his Prime Minister, to welcome you in his stead. I've heard tell that your group, the Marechaussee Hunters, used your exceptional ability with the sword to repel the monsters near the capital. Such a great deed deserves to be rewarded. However, seeing that I was not fortunate enough to observe such a feat with my own eyes, you'll forgive me for seeking to verify the truth by speaking to you
Verify
myself.
the truth.
Well, we've got nothing to hide.
What's that?
You brought us here to talk, right? So we'll just explain what happened.
Yeah, we beat up some monsters, then handed out the treasure that we found to people.
The golem's blades were so powerful, they could cut down trees in a single swipe. It took a lot of effort to defeat them, even for trained swordsmen like us. Well, that was enough details,
I
right?
don't trust these guys. They're gonna throw us in prison.
Your account does indeed match those of the survivors. Since you were the ones who defeated the monsters, that must mean you are also in possession of the treasure they stole?
Yeah, about that.
Well, we did take the treasure, but...
How did he know about the treasure?
Ah,
He just said it
then
was stolen.
I must ask that you return it at once. It belongs to the kingdom.
Yeah, about that.
Wait, but didn't you just say that our great deed deserved a reward? Shouldn't the treasure be considered a part of that?
Yes, that was indeed what I said. But
I
you
knew.
seem to have
I knew we
forgotten
shouldn't have
very
trusted these guys.
important distinction.
Called
Only
it.
that which is freely given by the king can be considered a reward.
Oh my god.
Taking the rightful wealth of a kingdom without said permission, on the other hand, is a crime.
But that's
We handed it out to
completely
people. Let's
unreasonable.
just gather it
Yeah, that
back.
makes no sense! If it weren't for us, the treasure would still be buried underground somewhere!
That is true.
Maybe so, yet the fact remains. You tried to dispose of the treasure without reporting it to the court and without receiving permission, yes? What, no answer? Surely you're not insinuating that you, a group of legendary Marechaussee hunters, sought to take the treasure for yourselves?
No, we handed it out.
Well, what about the king? Is he just gonna let this guy talk for him the whole time?
Clad in his magnificent robe, the king remains seated, with his hands resting on either side of the throne. His posture is rigid and unmoving. He stares forward with an empty look in his eyes, completely unmoved by the events before him.
From the look of things, could the Prime Minister be the evil sorcerer? Or could both the King and the Prime Minister have fallen under the evil sorcerer's control?
I would like to observe the number of guards stationed in the hall.
The guards in the palace appear fully armed, their expressions solemn. Sensing the tense atmosphere in the room, they stand at the ready, each with a hand placed upon the hilt of their sword, as if prepared to draw their weapons and surround you at a moment's notice.
Well, there goes my plan to turn the whole place upside down, I guess.
It appears we've been visited by nothing more than a group of ill-intentioned imposters.
Yep, knew it.
What a pity. Guards, take them away and throw them in the dungeons.
I knew it.
Before I decide your fate, however, I must first determine whether you have any accomplices outside the court.
Can't we try to slip away?
Oh.
Or maybe start some kind of riot?
Start a riot.
But if we try to fight the guards right now...
Don't worry. At least we figured out who's behind all this. Let's just play it by ear. If you're scared, Paimon, just hold my hand.
You can have mine too.
Aw, thanks, you guys.
You allow yourself to be led away by guards surrounding you on both sides. It's only when you begin to feel drops of water falling from the dungeon ceiling and smell the stench of death and decay all around you that you finally realize you've stepped into a completely different world. Stay here, and don't try anything funny. The guards lock the cell door and leave without looking back.
Wait, sir!
Your voice echoes through the dark hall, but the only response you receive is the sound of water dripping from the ceiling.
No! What should we do now?
Carve out a new path of fate with our own two hands, of course. I draw my weapon.
You reach toward your waist, but find nothing there. You now recall that your weapons were confiscated before the guards locked you in the cell. The bag of treasure along with them.
No.
What about that knife I hid in my boot?
When did you hide it in there?
When I was thinking about digging a tunnel.
Rejected. You failed to inform the GM of this course of action. Moreover, the guards would have conducted a thorough search before throwing you in prison.
And the keys to the cell aren't anywhere to be seen?
Correct. You don't even feel a lock hole on the cell door.
Oh, well, there goes all our plans.
Indeed.
Huh? Why are you the one saying indeed?
Because that statement holds true for me as well. This is where the script ends.
What? But that's a terrible ending!
Generally speaking, this should be the point where the scriptwriter gives the players some kind of hint, or gives the GM some kind of code for how to move forward.
But there's
I
nothing.
mean, maybe they just really wanted us to be immersed in the feeling of being in prison? Like, they'll only show us the way out once we've grown truly and utterly desperate?
That is a possibility.
If only there were desserts and tea in real prison. Oh, wait, guess it's kind of how the Fortress of Meripede works if you're lucky.
Oh, before I forget, Navia, the short sword you had with you earlier. I took a closer look, and the craftsmanship doesn't appear to resemble anything from this era. If I remember correctly, that style was last in vogue several hundred years ago.
Wait, Clorinde said that sword used to belong to her master, right? Does that mean her master has been alive that long?
I doubt it. The way she went about things often made her seem childish more than anything. I'd say the sword was most likely an heirloom passed down over time.
Hang on. A precious heirloom passed down to you by your master. And you gave it to me just like that? You weren't worried I might lose it?
Master left many things to me when she disappeared. There was the sword, an old key, and a good amount of junk she probably just didn't want to take with her. I gave you the sword back then, because I didn't want our friendship to end.
Wait, when did this happen exactly?
After the duel. Between Mr. Callis and myself.
Before that, Clorinde would have meals with us and even stay over at the Spina some days. She was on great terms with Papa as well. After the duel, though, there was a period of time where we simply didn't know how to face each other. She entrusted this sword to me, and never came back. We were both sad, and conflicted, and totally overthinking everything as a result. Whenever I looked at this sword, I couldn't help but wonder if Miss Petronia had never introduced us to each other at that picnic. Maybe part of the sadness I was feeling could have been avoided. Back then, it felt like I hadn't just lost a father, but a close friend as well.
No one can change the past. The most important thing is that you two found your way back to each other and can enjoy things like this together.
Yep,
Yeah.
you're right.
I'm sorry, you two. I didn't mean to bring up any sad memories.
Think nothing of it. No one here is at fault.
Oh, nice from the door.
Huh? Ah, looks like the next part of our script is here.
Oh.
Perfect timing. The situation was really starting to get desperate. And not just because of the prison thing.
From Clorinde's face, I really can't tell if it's good news or bad news.
Taking a poker face takes true skill, it does.
Water continues to drip from the ceiling. In this lightless dungeon, you lack a reliable way to tell how much time has passed. Eventually, you get used to the unpleasant odor of straw, mold, and rust, and find yourselves alternating between fits of drowsiness and despair. Suddenly, you hear footsteps outside the door.
Heads up, everyone. Someone's coming.
Gather close, everyone, and keep your voice down.
Oh dang, this is a big cell.
Who are you?
I work as a guard in these dungeons, but my true identity is the same as your own. I'm also a Marechaussee hunter.
Huh?
Shh. I've already sent away the other guards, but if we make too much noise...
I understand, but how can we be sure we can trust you?
The king has issued a formal decree. In light of the irrefutable proof of your crime, you're to be executed before tomorrow's sunrise. If you want to escape, it has to be now.
Executed? We barely did anything!
Monsters appearing at the same location as the treasure. Could this entire thing have been a trap?
There will be time for speculation once we're out of here. As for my identity, I have no way to prove that to you just yet.
Oh.
Infiltrating the capital was difficult, and finding a chance to speak with you has taken a lot out of me. I could go on, but I think we can all agree that now is not the time for details.
Well, it doesn't look like we have any other choice.
Have you seen our weapons anywhere, sir?
Don't worry, I brought them with me. They're just behind the door. Still, these weapons alone won't be enough to defeat the true enemy behind the scenes. His faction is too powerful. The guards are all under his control, and he's even stationed a number of golems in various rooms throughout the palace. To defeat him, you must find a secret vault. It is said that within that vault, the Marechaussee hunters of the past left behind a treasure with the power to defeat the sorcerer.
You're not coming with us?
No, I'll remain in the dungeons to deal with the guards. I'll try my best to distract them so they don't go after you. As long as my identity is not revealed, I'll be able to aid you when the final battle comes.
Ooh, the final
In
battle.
that case, please stay safe.
Thank you for your concern. I will do my utmost. As for the location of the vault...
I don't think this person's, like,
this map should lead you
voiced by Clorine. Did I say Chlorine? I'm tired. Clorinde. Chlorine. Where's this at?
Got it.
Alright, once I open the door, remember to stick close and refrain from making any noise. I'll lead you out of here as quickly as possible.
No noise. Got it.
You now have the chance to restore the honor and legacy of the Marechaussee hunters. So please, get out there and reclaim what's ours.
Okay.
And be sure to exercise caution.
Yeah, quiet.
With the help of the guard, you successfully
about.
escape the dungeons. Your sense of despair and anxiety both seem to fade as you continue your quest.
Oh yeah.
Wait, we didn't get to use our skills at all while we were in prison. Who knows when we're gonna get the chance to use that cool summon spell?
Oh, it's just over here.
That is a pity, but we can only continue to move forward.
It's probably the least ideal team ever, but I literally just have Arlecchino on this team for damage in case I have to do a fight. But I guess if I'm in a fight, it's gonna be with the trial characters. I'm still gonna have Ron just in case. It's in here, isn't it?
This should be the place marked on the map.
This bit of rock certainly looks suspicious.
Well, I'd say an investigation's in order then. Plus, if all else fails, we can just blow it up.
Kaboom.
Wow, you really meant that.
Before you lies a serene stretch of open water.
We
Its
dive.
surface shimmering a brilliant shade of sapphire blue.
Well, guess this means it's time for a swim.
Oh yeah. My first swim with Clorinde. Clorinde. Look at her, she dives. Unlike someone, because they're from Conria. What was it? The Bale Moon Dynasty, right? I'm excited to get to Conria. We're actually pretty close to there. Because we almost got Natlin, so in a year we're getting Snezhnaya, which means in 2 years we're getting Conria. Dude. Crazy to think about. I've been playing this game since it was literally... I've been playing this game since 1.0. I started playing like a week after this game came out or something.
It's nothing.
It's crazy.
As you step into the cave, you find yourself in an eerily quiet space. Before you lies a narrow passageway that appears to trail off endlessly into the distance.
Oh, the new March 7th got leaked, I guess. Oh, probably look at that tomorrow or later tonight or something. Go further in. Looks like you got a little puzzle.
Wow, this must be where the treasure is hidden.
But this door is blocking our way in. Huh. It almost looks like
You
it's
got
been
like 40
here
minutes
for
left of the
quite
quest?
some
Okay.
time. I've got to hand it to the tabletop troupe. They really went all out with the props.
Huh. What have we got down here? A kind of mechanism connected to the door? Ah, it looks like we might have to arrange it into a certain pattern.
A pattern on a stone door. That's something Master mentioned before.
Is something wrong, Clorinde?
After a long, difficult journey,
Oh,
you finally
okay.
arrive at the location indicated by your map. It appears to be an ancient site of some sort.
So this isn't
where
like in the
treasure likely
fantasy world.
awaits.
This is like a real
The
life
surroundings
place.
are exceedingly quiet
Stuff they
and
set up for
serene,
the... This is cool.
as if the secret that slumbers here has never once
Why did I
been
just hit the
disturbed.
D-Luke
If you
idle
listen
animation?
closely, you can almost convince yourself you can hear the sound of its calm, gentle breathing.
That description makes Paimon feel kind of bad for disturbing this place.
After this dialogue ends, I'll be
Doing this
right
for the
back.
sake of the
I'm gonna go
people,
brush my teeth and stuff.
free them from the
Just
evil
to get that
sorcerer.
out of the way with.
I say it's time for this treasure to once again see the light of day.
I'll try and be quick.
Lenny's right.
But yeah,
We need
you
to
know.
keep going. The future of the kingdom depends on it.
Yeah.
The next part of the story requires us to solve the puzzle, right? Let's start exploring the area.
Yes, that should be fine.
Hmm.
Something feels off about all this. Guess I'll just have to improvise.
Interesting. So like, okay, yeah, I will be right back. I'm gonna brush my teeth and stuff. I'll try and be quick, but yeah, I'll be back. sorry that took so long. I got distracted with petting my cat. I'm just gonna be honest. I saw my cat and I got distracted petting her. Oh yeah, that's right, we gotta do this. So we're gonna do that, and then I gotta install the hydrocarbon. This is the easy puzzle. And the puzzle's easy. Oh wait, it says attempt to solve the puzzle.
It worked!
Oh, yay!
Something just appeared. Some kind of new mechanism, maybe?
It's a little
By
pouch.
solving the puzzles, you prove yourselves worthy of inheriting the secrets of the past. At the end of each puzzle, you're rewarded with
With
a key.
That's a weird looking key. So like detail, like can it be two different keys? Like I gotta replace,
Oh, it must be the key to the big door.
or does one each thing go in one of those?
This is one of the Marechaussee Hunter keys that are passed down from generation to generation. It looks just like the one Master passed down to me.
Huh.
It is said that 4 keys in total are required to form the final, complete key. And it seems like we just collected 3 of them. That must mean...
The one she has is the last one.
Huh? What's wrong?
Ambush!
You hear a few strange noises. Suddenly, all the torches in the ruin go out at once.
Ooh.
What's going on? Did we fall into another trap?
For the sake of immersion, please close your eyes, everyone. Without the torches, the space is now completely
Oh wait,
dark,
let me.
and you cannot see anything.
Uh-oh. Oh, I was closing their eyes now.
But
Should I
Paimon can
close
still
my
see
eyes?
a little bit over here.
Oh my god, Paimon, don't break other people's immersion!
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah, Paimon.
Suddenly, you hear the sound of footsteps
I'm
pierce
peeking
through
out.
the darkness.
Keep
There's
my eyes
someone else
closed.
here?
I'm gonna keep my eyes closed.
Oh, this is so unsettling. I can't see anything.
I've been discovered then.
What is
Wait.
it?
That voice, it's...
You recognize the voice as belonging to the guard who led you to this place.
Oh,
It appears he now covets the treasure for himself, and has come to stake his claim.
uh-oh.
Oh, so this is just part of the script. Then I can probably relax. Well, if we can't see anything, that means we can't fight to the fullest of our abilities. Should we retreat for now?
Judging by the way he's holding his sword, he must be a real Marechaussee Hunter. But
I'm looking.
this isn't part of the script.
Retreat! That's not the
I
Hunter
know
way.
it.
If it's dark for us, then it's dark for him. We choose to fight!
Your choice is noted. Please keep your eyes closed until I tell
Alright,
you the torches
I'm
have
fine
been
with my
relit.
eyes closed.
This battle will be in the dark.
It's true.
You got it!
Well then, let us begin.
Oh, wait, Trial Clorinde. Hold on, I gotta...
Loaded.
Eyes closed, eyes
Hit
closed.
him with my sword.
Your strike is successful.
Is he still standing? Goodness, he's sure.
I had to open my eyes.
Is it over? Can we open our eyes now?
The enemy is strong and relentless.
I do with
But
my
the
eyes
battle is
closed.
nearing its end. The torches have not been relit.
No!
What about now?
Final strike. Ha!
What did I miss? Did I miss something? No. Oh, whoa. Whoa. I'm glad I opened my eyes for that.
Oh, well, did we get him?
Why isn't she answering?
Clorinde?
Warm fire, flickers across the walls once more. Your vision is now clear.
Yay, we can see.
In an impressive display of courage, the four of you successfully defeat the uninvited guest. That look in his eyes. It's like he became an entirely different person as soon as I defeated him.
Huh? Mr. Florian?
Oh my god.
Wait, we're supposed to be role-playing. I should stay in character. Speak your name, guard. Why did you lead us here just to betray us? Is this treasure really more important to you than bringing peace to the kingdom?
What kingdom? What peace? Those were nothing but lies.
He's a treasure hoarder who set this all up so we could get in there.
I'm a true Marashose
Or,
hunter.
oh, Marshose, yeah, that's
descended
right.
from
Oh, man.
hunters of
It's not
ages
a
past.
treasure hoarder.
So he's also using his real name. Or, wait, was that the name of his character from the very beginning?
Then I'm
He's
even
not
more
acting.
confused. If you truly are a Marashose hunter, shouldn't you want to help us just like you said before? Shouldn't we fight together for the sake of the people?
What do you know? In this day and age, there's no glory to be had as a Marashose hunter.
What's that supposed to mean?
My skills were passed down to me by my father. We lived a life of obscurity in the remote wilderness. Still, he devoted everything he had to being a Marashose hunter. And what did he get in return? A life of poverty and pain. In a world that forgot all about him. When he died, not a single person came to mourn his passing. The Marashose hunters were the ones who saved this city. We're heroes. We deserved more recognition and respect than this.
Is he talking about how no one in the capital seems to remember the hunters and their legacy? I didn't expect the script to contain this level of social criticism.
So that's why you want to take the treasure for yourself? You feel like you're owed fame and wealth?
If you already knew where the treasure was located, why didn't you just come down here and take it?
Because I still needed the final key.
Only a true Marashose hunter is capable of passing through this final door. As someone who sought to hurt others for his own gain, Florian lost that right long ago.
Okay, but what is this treasure anyway? We've got all the keys, right? So can we just go in and take a look?
You're sure you want to go in?
We've been
Yeah.
talking about it for so long.
Yes.
Of course we want to see what's inside.
And we've already defeated Florian, right? So he won't try to take it from us anymore.
Pesky brats.
Watch yourself.
Then let's open the door together.
All right. Your choice of action is confirmed.
Clorinde takes out the keys from earlier and walks up to the heavy door. Without anyone noticing, she takes out her own key and joins it with the others to form the final required shape.
Before you, the door to the treasure, sealed and undisturbed for more than 100 years, finally swings open. You hear the shrill wail of the door hinge as it rotates for the first time after years of disuse, almost like a sleeping giant letting out an extended yawn. You get the impression that the secrets buried behind this door might be just as heavy as the sound you just heard.
It's open! Come on, let's go in! Paimon wants to see what's inside!
Ooh, me too!
Oh.
Ugh, uncovering hidden treasure is the most exciting part of adventuring. What do we have here? Uh-huh.
A stone tablet? And some shabby weapons?
You call this a treasure vault? Looks more like an abandoned warehouse.
Maybe the troop ran out of budget at the end?
They provided a super immersive experience at the beginning only to drop the ball at the most important part. They could have at least filled this place with cardboard mora or something.
Wait, I get it now. Paimon, this is the real Marashose hunter treasure.
Oh.
This is it? The Marashose hunter treasure is just a stone slab and some broken swords? I can't believe it. I refuse to believe it.
You went through all these purchases. Oh. What?
The Marachose hunter before you appears to suffer a serious mental breakdown. He needs to leave the room for a moment to collect himself. One of you seems to understand the significance of the treasure already. If the rest of you wish to follow suit, you may remain here in the meantime and explore your surroundings.
Okay. Look at her, look her. Oh, C3. That's good. Just clear this bond of life really quick. There we go. Well, let me... A stone tablet that stands there quietly. A few people's names and deeds have been inscribed upon it. Can I talk to me? Is this the first time we see Lumina as like an NPC? Is it?
So, how are you doing? Feeling any better?
What just happened?
Like his eyes are
Do you
different.
remember how you got here? Or what happened to your body just now?
His eyes are different.
I remember now. I brought you here because I wanted to... The explosives in the cave!
You mean these?
Huh? How did you...
I could tell something was off the moment I stepped into this cave, so I kept an eye out.
Oh.
I've already dismantled the whole thing.
So
It's
the
gonna blow up the
strongest
cave?
champion duelist in all of Fontaine saved the day once again. Guess I shouldn't be surprised. It would seem your skills as a Marachose hunter are as sharp as ever.
I deserve some answers, don't you think? Tell me why you wanted to lure me here. Everything you said earlier sounded like the truth. Luckily, your monologue was dramatic enough to convince my friends you were just role-playing.
I don't know. I just always felt like there was something in my heart that didn't belong to me. Something agitated and angry. Who knows? Maybe it was my own anger all along. I could never really tell. The feelings about my father and the other Marachose hunters are real. It just wasn't fair. I was angry, bitter that no one remembered them or praised their accomplishments. I don't know when it started, but at some point, my anger came to completely consume me. At that point, I remembered the legend my father used to tell me. The one about the treasure.
But if the treasure was all you cared about, why plant all those explosives? Wouldn't they just destroy the treasure and bury you along with it?
I can't remember. My head is a mess. It felt like there was this voice telling me to eliminate the hunters, but now it's gone.
From your description, I suspect you were dealing with a devorator.
Devorator?
Oh, your
Oh,
master...
she said devorator.
Your father, I mean.
Not devorator,
Never talked
devorator.
about it?
They need to
It was a
communicate the
monster that was active
pronunciation
several
with
centuries
voice
ago.
actors better, I feel
No,
like.
I've heard of it. I'm just not sure why you suddenly... Wait, it can't be. The seal!
The seal?
What seal?
My family has served as Marachose hunters for many generations. But the title and swordsmanship weren't the only things passed down over our line. There was a seal as well. My father instructed me to always watch over that seal and maintain it regularly. He said it had been passed down over a truly ancient age, and protecting it was our clan's most important duty. But I neglected that duty after he died.
Oh, so I looked at the
I
leaks for the
finally
new
decided to
March.
come down and check on it
Well,
one day.
especially my teeth. She looks okay.
That's where my memories become fuzzy.
The Devorator would be a formidable adversary for any mortal being, even ones as capable as the Hunters. If you lacked the power to completely destroy it, You could easily fall prey to its influence and corruption. In light of this, some Marechaussee hunters chose to seal the Devorator away, in the hopes that a permanent solution would come with the passage of time.
I heard it has the power to amplify the obsessions and desires in people's hearts, to the point where they overtake you entirely. It would seem I'm not just lacking in skill with a blade, but in mental fortitude as well.
And yet, you were able to retrieve 3 of the 4 keys. If I remember correctly, each was entrusted to a respected and capable hunter. How did you manage it?
One of them belonged to my father. The second I stole from a different hunter. And the third was one that I snatched while the person was on the way home from the tavern. I nearly died in that alley. I know just how strong you are. It's as clear as day to everyone in Fontaine. I observed you from dusk to dawn, but could never find any opportunity to sneak up on you. I never even saw you drink a single glass of liquor. The only way I could think to obtain that last key was to lure you here using your hobby, and then... Oh, I get it now. That monster, it wanted to bury you here alongside the treasure.
I won't comment on anything else, but the script was good.
Well, I did pour my heart and soul into it. The stories my father used to tell me about the glory of the heroic Marechaussee hunters and how they came to be forgotten.
It's more than just a story.
Huh?
You're proud to be a hunter. You're still holding onto that part of yourself, no matter how small.
People are saying the Firefly trailers
I've
aren't
done
saying
so
anything.
many
Check them out.
despicable things.
Sorry, it's off
I
topic,
have
but
nothing to be proud of.
Then explain the purpose of the evil sorcerer in your story.
Huh?
Isn't he the true antagonist? The one who sought nothing but his own gain, and used the people as pawns to attain it? In your heart of hearts, he was the one you truly wanted to defeat.
But I've already tainted my sword. I no longer have any right to...
Wake up, Florian. Remember how you introduced yourself earlier. Do you really think the hunters acted out of a desire for honor and glory? Or to be loved and acknowledged by the people? What did your father teach you about our order? You do not wield your sword for yourself, but to protect those you serve. There's nothing special about a blade. It's the intentions of the wielder that matter above all else. Do you still not understand? Even after seeing the treasure for yourself? The contents of that room, they represent the true legacy the hunters left behind.
You're right. I am a Marechaussee hunter. It's time for me to redeem, no, to finally serve the people I vowed to protect all along.
I wouldn't be so quick to push aside the need for redemption.
I know. That's a charge I won't bother to defend myself against.
Good. Then, come with me, and help me see the script through to the end.
Huh? See the script through to the end? But there's no more script left.
Never finished it, huh?
No, I mean, I wrote the script with the sole purpose of luring you all here. There was no reason to write beyond this point.
Then we'll just have to keep writing it. The evil sorcerer still needs to be defeated.
You mean the Devorator?
Oh.
Are you saying I have to make up the rest of the script as we go along?
Yep.
Is that
You got
really
this.
so hard?
He's got this.
You've already written most of it. Surely you can write an ending where the hunters win and justice prevails. I'll be there to help you too.
You aren't afraid your party will fall into danger?
I know what my friends are capable of, and they're all quite skilled. Besides, I need their help.
Then, are you going to tell them the truth about all this?
I don't intend to spoil the fun. Sometimes, protecting dreams and fantasies is more important than exposing the truth. Don't you think?
Meet up with the others. Hey guys, I'm here.
They're back!
Yeah, hi. Hey.
That took a while.
Ahem! My fellow Marashose hunters, please forgive me, for I have sinned.
Tone it down.
Sorry. After crossing swords with you and witnessing your courage in battle, I've rediscovered my true self and regained my pride as a Marashose hunter.
Oh, do I smell a redemption arc?
I confess, I was brainwashed by the evil sorcerer. He asked me to lure you here so he could bury you in this cave.
That little... Wait, you're saying all of that wasn't you, but the evil sorcerer?
That's right. He's adept at manipulating the hearts and minds of the people. I fell under his influence because I did not possess a strong enough sense of will.
Huh. And how are you going to prove that you're a changed man? We're not going to fall for the same trap twice.
To be perfectly honest, I only came to my senses after seeing the treasure. It reminded me of my father's past teachings. The treasure was actually...
The names of all the Marashose hunters from ages past and their weapons?
Wait, you already know?
Of course.
Obvious.
Don't underestimate a veteran role player's exploration skills. Oh, wait, I mean Marashose hunter Navia's exploration skills.
We just finished reading through the content of the stone tablet.
That tablet recorded the lives of some fascinating people. For example, this Marashose hunter called Est. She inherited the responsibilities of the Golden Hunter and passed judgment on many people. But in private, she had a very easygoing personality. Her favorite pastime was singing and dancing with her friends, and she was said to have a beautiful voice.
So, she was just like you.
Oh, you really think so?
Well, when you put it that way, I suppose I also have a few things in common with this Walter. Working as an executioner, he supposedly used a countless number of tricks to confound his enemies in battle. Oh, if only I could have seen the feats of magic he pulled off back then.
Their lives were all so exciting. You could write so many cool books about their accomplishments. How could they have all been forgotten?
Because they chose to be. To hunt monsters that only appear in the shadows, you must also operate in the dark. To be a Marashose hunter is to willingly give up on wealth and fame.
Then this stone tablet must have been left behind by their companions.
That's right. Few Marashose hunters ever revealed their identity to the public. They always protected the city from the shadows. The only time they spoke of their accomplishments would be at night, when they gathered with their fellow hunters in front of the bonfire to share stories of the monsters slain by their hand.
So, this tablet was created not so that the hunters would be remembered by the people, but so that they would be remembered by each other.
No wonder this place was so well hidden.
You regard the stone tablet in solemn silence. The names of your comrades etched onto its surface serve as a reminder that you are never truly alone. The tablet proves that, although a hunter walks a shrouded path, it is not a solitary one. There will always be those who walk beside you, a fact that remains as true today as in ages long past. Their legacies shall continue to be passed down from generation to generation, as everlasting as the stone onto which their names are carved.
Father, you once told me that I should seek out the treasure if I ever became lost. So this is what you wanted me to find.
I had to trust you, Florian.
Thank you, my friend. You are very kind. I implore you, everyone, please give me a chance to make up for all I've done. Allow me to fight alongside you and defeat the evil sorcerer that threatens the peace and prosperity of everyone in this kingdom.
Oh yeah.
Well, I say we let you join.
Sounds good to me too. Everyone makes mistakes, What matters is what you do to make up for them.
I have no objections, but Mr. Florian, do you even know how to defeat the evil sorcerer?
When he took over my mind, I gained some insight into his thoughts. Every time I thought of the treasure, he reacted with a strong sense of fear.
Huh? He's afraid of the treasure? But there's nothing here except some broken weapons and the stone tablet.
What if the secret's hidden inside these weapons? GM, permission to investigate.
Nine.
At first glance, the weapons appear absolutely ordinary. But as you observe them, you notice a faint energy emanating from within. These blades have slain countless monsters. Though it's been a long time since they were used in battle, their edges remain sharp, as if they're simply waiting for the next worthy hunter to carry on their legacy.
So basically, take these with us, right?
I'll take this weapon,
There's a bow.
since it used to belong to Est. Maybe it'll find comfort in being held by someone who appreciates the arts.
Furina with a sword.
Good idea. I'll take Mr. Walter's bow then. From one archer magician to another.
Let's go, Lenny.
Paimon's gonna pick a cool weapon
Navia,
too.
there any claymores? Paimon with a weapon?
As you grip your weapons, you can almost feel the will of past hunters coursing through your being. It's a feeling of courage, determination. A silent vow passed down from generation to generation that says, eradicate the monsters, no matter the cost.
It's Navia. Didn't trust Navia.
Mr. Florian, do you know where to find the evil sorcerer?
I was able to see his surroundings when our minds were connected. I believe he's currently hiding out at the church in the kingdom. We must be extremely careful.
Basement in my
He's
house.
spent so long living among monsters that he's now taken the form of one. He will not be easily defeated.
Then why don't we explore some more and try to find some higher level gear? We don't want to just fight him and lose, right?
Oh, no, we have to strike now. He was greatly weakened when I managed to break out of his control. If we let him rest, he might have time to escape.
I agree with Mr. Florian. We've got to act while we have the advantage. Don't forget, the people of the capital are counting on us.
Yeah, now that we've got a plan, there's no point in waiting. The longer this drags on, the worse it will be for everybody.
Yes, that's what's called...
Taking the initiative.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Alright, you've persuaded Paimon.
Mr. Florian, please, lead the way.
Of course. Follow me.
He had to set up so many scenes today, and now he has to join in for this last part. I really don't envy his job.
Finally, you decide to slay the evil sorcerer and bring peace back to the kingdom once and for all. As you walk away, you feel the gaze of the stone tablet at your back, as if all the hunters of the past are wishing you success in the battle ahead and awaiting your triumphant return.
Do this. Let's do it.
Finally, you arrive at the church Florian described. As you approach, an ominous aura surrounds you. You get the sense that your enemy is close at hand.
The squirrel.
How strange. This uneasy feeling seems so real. How did they manage that?
Now, it is time for the final battle.
Let's go.
Florian, wait.
What's wrong?
I think you should wait outside. You've already been corrupted by the Devorator once. It could easily re-enter your mind and take control of your body. I don't think it's a good idea for you to be this close. If it corrupts you again, it's possible you might take on a new form entirely.
That's exactly why I have to go. Why I should be at the very front.
You mean...
Yes. I intend to lure it into my body.
That's too risky. If things get out of hand, I might have to kill you. Do you understand how dangerous this is?
I understand, but if I do this, you'll have a clear and visible target. The Devorator will have a hard time passing up a chance to enter a body it knows how to control. You won't have to worry about any of your friends being taken over. You're not like me, Miss Clorinde. You're a just and powerful Marechaussee hunter. The monster broke free due to my error. It's only right that I shoulder the responsibility for its destruction. This is... something that I have to do. Consider it a duel to restore my honor. My only request is that you give it your all.
I understand. Then, as a champion duelist, I hereby accept your request for a duel, and extend to you my most sincere regards.
Thank you.
The battle is now upon us. Let the Devorator once again tremble under the blade of the Marechaussee hunters.
Thing. Let's do it. Oh, cutscene. Oh, shoot. Oh.
So lifelike.
Just summoned in the... Get him, Navia! Oh shoot. Ooh. That was a good one. Furina's not even doing anything. She just summoned in those guys, and that's it.
This foe is not invincible. You hold the treasure. The power to defeat it in your own two hands.
Come on, Furina.
The treasure? You mean... the names. It's the Marechaussee hunters' names.
How are we supposed to...
You forget, Paimon? There's still one skill we saved
Furina,
until the very
attack.
end.
Hunters fight not for fame, but to aid the people whenever they are summoned.
Walter the Marechaussee Hunter. Master of 1,000 tricks.
What?
Executioner of the Phantom Hunters. I call for aid!
Dude, just summoned a... They're summoning them.
Est, the Marechaussee Hunter, inheritor of Cassiodor's will, judge of the Shadow Hunters. Answer my call!
Petronia, protector of justice and order.
No way.
The hunter I respect the most. Thank you for saving my friend, the best one I'll ever know.
Dude.
Please, lend us your strength.
We have come to answer your summons.
Oh, dude, this is crazy.
And so, the monsters were
Good job.
eradicated,
Jeez.
and the sorcerer was defeated. Peace soon returned to the capital. Those in the
That was
court,
a
manipulated by the
great
citizens,
cutscene.
also recognized the errors of their ways. Some remembered the names of the heroes who saved their kingdom, but others simply continued their lives none the wiser.
He did.
Such is the story of the Marechaussee Hunters. They pursue the phantoms in the darkness and exterminate all who pose a threat. They will always protect the city and those within it, even should all memory of their accomplishments be forgotten by the very people they serve.
I am assuming we've finally reached the end of the script.
Yes, you've reached one of the better endings.
It's a pretty solid story overall. I thought it was just an ordinary adventure at first, but the further we got into it, the more impressed I became with the production and the plot. That final battle especially. All the effects were super realistic.
Oh, right. Yeah. Totally.
That's a really good point. I never expected the weapons we picked up from that vault would have that kind of effect.
Yeah.
Are they playing along
nearly
with Furina?
scared the daylights out of me when it started glowing. I took a good look at it after we got out, but I don't think it ever lit up again. Oh, we should probably give these props back, right? I'll just leave mine here.
Did you have a good time?
Of course. Let me know if another script like this comes around.
Sure, no problem.
Then I'll head back for now. I think I need some time to fully digest everything that just happened. Once Mr. Florian is awake, please pass on my regards to him. He must be extremely exhausted to have passed out cold like that.
You're right.
Is he dead?
He's had a lot
though?
to deal with.
Well, see you all some other time. Toodaloo!
Bye, Furina.
Okay, so, can I ask now?
I think it should be fine, yeah.
Yeah, Furina's the only
In
one
the
that.
world was going on back there?
So you saw through all of that?
That time in the cave when you told us to close our eyes, it'd be weirder if we didn't notice anything.
I
Except Furina,
was
obviously.
dying of curiosity the entire time. I mean, you did a pretty bang-up job of pretending nothing had gone wrong. Furina actually looked like she thought all of it was planned.
Because she probably did think
Guess none
that.
of us wanted to be the one to break the illusion.
What are you all talking about?
I was just playing along too.
Oh, wait. Don't tell me Paimon never... Oh, this is all my fault. It's not too late to cover your ears. Here, Paimon, I'll do it for you.
A bit late for that, don't you think?
You're saying everything that happened back there wasn't actually part of the script?
Nope. It was not.
It's probably more accurate to say this was never a real scripted story to begin with.
What?
So.
Oh, he's alive.
My head.
He's alive. We're good.
Hey, you! Get up right now and explain yourself!
No shaking, please! Oh, my head.
Florian explains the truth to everyone.
Did Paimon just hear that right? You guys made up that whole last part on the spot? It's not nice to lie to people, but Paimon's gotta admit, that was a really good story, Florian. Oh, and nice improvisation, Clorinde!
Yeah, it was like watching a magician improvise a spectacular magic trick after forgetting an important prop.
If Paimon knew something was wrong with that vault, she would have floated straight in the opposite direction!
Everything was under control.
As if you've ever described a situation as being out of control. I'm pretty sure any situation you consider to be easy to handle would scare a reasonable person half to death.
Guess I'm just used to it.
You must run into a lot of unexpected situations then. That explains why you're so good at coming up with things on the spot.
As for you, Florian,
I know there's no excuse for what I did. I'll I'll turn myself into the guards at once, confess my crimes, and accept any punishment that comes my way.
I would say you've already suffered more than enough.
What?
You may have been blinded by fame and fortune in the beginning, but your actions during the final battle had proven you to be a true marechaussee hunter. You'll be far more used to the city above ground than below. Your job as a hunter is more important.
But...
Of course, you'll still need to take the keys and pay a personal visit to the 2 hunters you wronged. Prepare to accept any terms they give you as well.
Yes, of course.
As far as I'm concerned, though, your showing in the duel was enough to prove your honor.
Then I'll do exactly as you said. I'll go return those 2 keys right now. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll do my best to prove myself worthy of the second chance you've given me. I swear this on my name and honor as a marechaussee hunter. Until we meet again, everyone.
You exit the basement shortly after flogging.
Speaking of marechaussee hunters, what should we do about the treasure in that cave?
Leave it be.
Are you sure? We could show it to people, make it so that the hunters are remembered. Don't you want that?
No. Every name on that tablet made the same choice. All hunters know what the path entails. I am no exception. My identity as a marechaussee hunter is not something I need people to remember. I wish only to be recognized as a champion duelist. Nothing more.
That's certainly very different from the path of a magician. Still, I admire your decision.
Wait! Paimon just remembered something. If there were no special effects involved, why did our weapons begin to glow during the battle?
That's because the marechaussee hunters of ages past would often imbue their weapons with special enchantments to suppress the monsters. Whenever a monster was nearby, their weapons would start to glow.
Why did they show up?
So that's why they had an effect on that guy near the end. I really thought the summons were doing all the work.
Well, I'm sure the summons were a part of it too.
Oh? How so?
This particular devorator probably hailed from the same era as the hunters we saw in the room. The names you recited all belonged to the bravest hunters. Countless monsters fell to their blades. That's likely why the devorator visibly reacted when you said them out loud.
So the names held the power all along!
Navia, everything you said during your summon.
Huh? Oh, I meant what I said. I mean, it was true to my character, so yeah, I'm glad you heard it. Just don't make me repeat myself. It's embarrassing.
I really appreciated those words.
All right. Don't get all sentimental on me. Anyway, let's not talk about that anymore. I'm going to go on ahead. Don't fall too far behind now.
I know, yeah.
She ran off!
I should probably head back as well. This story was truly incredible. I might have to spend the whole night telling my siblings all about it.
See you later, lady.
Goodbye.
Traveler, should your name and deeds be forgotten, what do you think the significance of your journey will be?
Saving Tibet.
I suppose the significance would be the journey itself and the world we helped create.
More dialogue!
There's still value in the time I shared with everyone here, in the things we were able to accomplish, even if no one remembers them.
A great answer. I'll remember it.
Would your answer be planned?
Me? The marechaussee hunter says nothing in response to that question. Perhaps her answer lies in her silence. An unspoken vow left to echo through the night. The path she walks needs no explanation.
The end. Yep. That quest was really good. It was really fun. The cutscene was amazing. Oh, I got a character album? Wait, what's this? Oh, there it is. Aww. Okay, well, that's the end of the quest. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe. I'm ending the stream here. So, if you do subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'll be going live for Star Rail tomorrow night, pulling for Firefly, watching Firefly's trailers, doing the new Trailblaze quest. It's going to be fun. So, be sure to stay tuned for that. And, yeah, it's going to be it for this one. So, like I just said, like, subscribe, notifications, all that stuff. See you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. And, yeah, goodbye.